And you are on the punchline with Kelly Pavlik and James Dominguez. A lot to talk about today.
A lot. You got some new stuff coming up next week too. I don't even know where to start today. Do you?
Mm-mm.
But
Probably the big one.
Garcia and Porter.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to see if we can break that one down a little bit for some of the people watching, and maybe break some of that fight down. Also, we got Canelo Triple G. We wanted to kind of break down what needs to be done to make that fight better. What else is going on? Oh, Rudy has Roman. His fighter Roman is fighting Burchell, which I'm pretty excited.
I seen on
That's a great fucking fight. He wanted you to break that down last night.
Oh.
He kind of put you on the spot with that because I didn't know he was training Roman. So I said Burchell's gonna beat him up, but
I wasn't on that long enough to see that.
Do you remember in Dallas we saw Roman on the undercard?
Yeah.
That kid fought, man.
Yeah, he's tough.
But I didn't realize he was like 47-12. He's another one of those Mexican fighters that have a lot of losses, but a 2-time world champion. So yeah, I mean,
Thanks, Sergio. Appreciate it.
I don't see anything. Okay. Hey, what's up, Esteban? Yeah, I mean, but
yeah, I seen that on the site, but I didn't read.
You didn't read, huh?
No, then I just looked at it and I seen Rudy say something. It wasn't even that one. We mentioned my name or something, or you mentioned my name.
Yeah. Oh yeah, thanks, Sergio. Yeah, I mean, it was kind of that whole Garcia and Porter fight was really easy fight to score, and it was a really easy fight to pick. It wasn't the winner, but I knew either way you went with whoever you thought was going to win, it was going to be a close fight.
Yeah.
Just style-wise, I didn't think there was going to be. They're not going to pull away from each other.
I gave a lot of credit. I mean, Danny Garcia, he's a good fighter, and nobody can say that he's not. But exactly what we called is what happened, and people were saying like, "Oh, well, Sean Porter came out and he was trying to box." Yeah, and a lot of people were saying, well, that was pretty smart, but that also, he could have probably won that fight with a wider margin if he would have came out fighting like he did.
He did. Yeah.
I seen a lot of things that Garcia did in later rounds. He was picking body shots, and I'm going,
yeah,
why in the fuck did he not stay at that? Because he was landing them, and all he had to do was take a step back and fire that. But then exactly what we said was going to happen, he couldn't. He was muscle weary. He was tired. He was done.
Yeah.
He couldn't make that step back and keep firing them body shots because Porter wore him down. And that's exactly what happened. I mean, all that came about.
Well, looking at that too, and I thought I agree with you on what you were saying there, but I thought that was kind of the plan that Porter had in the beginning, was not to come out and wing shots, because I think this whole camp, I think what Danny was training on was that fact that he would lunge in and throw shots and he was going to catch him on a counter left hook. And I think Kenny Porter, being kind of a smart guy, bet on that himself. So I think he kind of wanted to disrupt Danny Garcia's game by boxing. Even though how rudimentary it looked and even how sloppy it looked, he was still boxing, and it still kind of confused him a little bit. Like, it took him out of his game for a second.
And, that goes on with that, too, like what I wanted to talk about. Everybody's always saying, like, well, you should have done this and done that. Listen, a game plan, when you have to change a game plan in the middle of a fight,
that's fucking rough.
It's almost like being a contractor and having a fucking blueprint that took you a year to fucking work on, and then you go to start building and somebody comes and says, hey, you got to finish this house in 2 weeks. Yeah. And at that, we're going to shoot fucking the nail gun at you. You know what I mean? And you got to fucking come up and redo this in 2 weeks.
Yeah, you don't have a lot of time. It has to be done. But also too, Lo, I'll tell you what I liked, Kelly, was what a lot of people, unless you really know boxing, from a fan perspective and from a media perspective, if you really know boxing, you won't catch it. But things that Sean Porter did was absolutely fucking genius with his feet. It was his feet that set that difference. And it wasn't his punches, it was his feet that set that kind of set the standard. Yeah,
some of them was just off balance though. I mean, he was coming in and he was off balance.
He's not a good boxer. What I'm talking about is this. He was coming forward, and most fighters, as you know, they train in full steps. Coming forward. They're going to train in full steps like this. Keep coming forward because that's what he does. Yeah. But he was starting to take quarter steps and half steps forward. And it was kind of throwing Garcia's timing off, because when he would throw that left hook, that quarter step was allowing him to hit gloves, and then that half a step would have him hit the back of his head. He wasn't getting that left hook where it wanted.
He may have done some, but that's what he does with a lot of guys that he fights. I mean, that's his style. Comes in like that.
That was the first time that I've really seen him.
He came in a lot of times where his fucking head was down at the ground, and he came back up, and Garcia just missed him with a fucking shot. He's balls to the wall, man.
Here we go with Sergio. Sergio is like the most. Sergio Borges is a great fan, but he's so like personal. He's always digging into people's personal shit. He's like a chimoso, you know what I mean? He's like, Angel needs therapy and a haircut that doesn't look like Granny clipped him up in the backyard. He's always worried about like people shoving shit up their ass, taking clenbuterol, fucking what Angel Garcia is doing. That's extra shit. You know what I mean? It's extra.
Yeah. Vargas goes, do you keep in touch with Taylor? No, I don't talk to Jermaine. I do not.
No, not that you wouldn't if you had a chance. You just,
Never got his number.
But I don't know. Like, it's kind of like what I saw in the fight was, what I really saw was the body work that made a big difference in that. Yeah. And anybody that says that didn't hurt, it fucking hurt. He was working Danny on the inside.
Exactly. And I go back. I mean, Danny could have done some things. If he would have stayed to that body earlier, I mean, that could have probably paid off a little more for him. Don't get me wrong. Sean Porter was tired himself at the end of the fight.
Yeah.
But again, Garcia was tired. It's just that's Sean Porter, and that's why we picked it.
Yeah. I just saw a little bit of a different Sean Porter this fight. He's always going to be Sean Porter. He's gonna fight that way, like that. But Danny Garcia did not do enough. He didn't, and it was a close fight. I had it 115-113. You had it what, 16-12?
16-12. Yeah.
We're close, and that's what both scores were. Mm-hmm. But a lot of other boxing shows, I'm not going to get a name and give these guys recognition because they're fucking morons, say you can't win a fight looking like shit. You absolutely can win a fight looking like shit. You absolutely fucking can. You can win a fight looking wild because he always has.
Yeah. His gloves were landing and it was clear to see.
Yep. And he's staying active. That's the thing. And he's outworking him. He was out hustling him. And and the thing is this and tell me if you agree, Danny Garcia is a front runner. If he can't set the pace, he doesn't do well. He always has to set the pace. He set the pace with Matisse. That's what got him that win with him. Amir Khan was a lucky shot. Amir Khan was beating the shit out of him.
Yeah. Another thing I seen too in the fight, Porter, the first 3 rounds, he was boxing, and I think like either his dad or something, or just he got in his own head and realized that he was losing, the fight. Yeah. And that 4th round, he went back out and he went back to the old Sean Porter.
Yeah. Well, Damon just had a good question too, Kelly. Maybe you can answer it. Why doesn't Danny jab? He has a great stiff jab. Porter would have walked into it the whole fight.
What was that?
Damon said, why doesn't Danny jab? He has a great stiff jab. Porter would have walked into it the whole fight.
I don't think he couldn't jab. I mean, how could you jab Porter? Porter's firing his own jabs. He comes in from different angles.
Every time Danny would throw a jab, he would get countered on it.
That's what I'm saying. And then the way Porter comes in, he comes in low, he comes in high, he comes in with his head.
Yeah. Damon says Danny opened up a great hooking and uppercutting and close and stopped doing. Let Porter. He was getting worn out with those body punches.
Who was the heavyweight that fought on the show? Oh yeah, that was pretty fucking. What was his name?
Konowski and
the Polish fighter.
Yeah, it was a terrible fight.
Yeah.
Except for that last couple rounds, pretty fucking good. But no, I understood. Konowski and the other dude was the heavyweight champ.
Yeah, what was it, Murphy or Charles?
Yeah, I forget Charles. But Amanda says hi. Hello, Amanda. Gina's watching. You seen Gervonta Davis act a fool? Yeah, Pete, it wasn't just Gervonta. It was the whole group of them stupid fucks.
Ooh.
What?
Ooh.
What's that?
That's harsh.
Were they being stupid fucks?
Yeah.
Okay. Danny watched today that he rewatched the fight and he's sure that he won. Well, yeah. And if my sister had a dick, she'd be my brother. He's not going to say, oh, well, I lost that fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wait. Sarah's watching. Hi, Sarah. Chris, evening. What I honestly think, though, I think Sean Porter made the fight harder on himself than it had to be. I really did. There was things he could have done to make that fight easier. What I didn't like him throwing that overhand right. It was telegraphed over and over.
Yeah,
and then also Danny didn't take advantage of that either.
He kept trying to come over top of the jab to the body with that right hand.
Exactly.
It was not. The timing was horrible on that. He wasted a lot of energy in the first 3 rounds by bouncing and being a nervous reaction almost.
Kind of like a Shane Mosley, remember?
Yeah, he was moving around, and then when he wasn't doing that, he was with his feet were kind of like a tap dancer, trying to doing all this.
Yeah,
it was wasted energy. Fortunately, he's the type fighter that could get away with that though, with his conditioning
and his strength.
Yeah, and his strength. For a minute there, I'm like, Danny Garcia is fucking strong. He's grabbing him, he's holding him tight. And next thing you know, but Danny got tired.
Yeah. If I was in Sean Porter's corner, if I was working his corner, the one thing I would have told Sean Porter to do is start going underneath. You're not hitting him over the top. Danny Garcia is his body's an arch and he's leaning to his right. Go underneath. Yeah. Try to hit him up from underneath. At least he'll quit throwing his body to an arch.
I agree. Hi, Amy.
And it says, Amy, hi, Amy. Emerald says Crawford versus Spence is pay-per-view fight according to Bob. I would buy it. It needs to happen now.
Yeah, I think it would. I mean, it's definitely a pay-per-view fight. 2 pound-for-pound guys in boxing.
Yeah.
They're up there, top 4 guys, the top 4.
Kevin says, seeing Willis is close to calling Porter for holding. You would think so, but Willis gets so lost into the fucking fight. I don't even think he realizes he's not fighting. You know what I mean?
I could just watch that motherfucker.
Did you see that motherfucker moonwalk in the 4th round? Did you see him start moonwalking backwards? Mm-hmm. I'm like, he's putting too much. It becomes his show and not the fight. Yeah. Does Danny look for a new cap? Absolutely not. His dad's what got him there, and that's where he's going to finish at. The one thing about Danny, he's loyal. He ain't leaving his dad. His dad might not be the best trainer, might not be a good trainer, but that's what works for him.
Is that true what they were saying about the WBC, maybe banning fathers in the corner?
Yeah, they've been talking about that. Yeah, but it hasn't happened yet. Yeah, and I can see why. I really could.
Why does his dad get like that?
Because that's his dad, and his dad's an idiot. His dad's been an idiot from the beginning.
I know. I mean, I've seen what the fuck happened? Did he get hit did he get in a car accident or fucking something happened to him?
Dude.
Something looks like those assholes in the Little League game.
Let's be fair. Your boy Guerrero's dad's a fucking asshole too.
I don't know. I never really.
His dad was a fucking asshole too in the corner. Angel Garcia's a fucking asshole. Shit. A lot of these guys, they go 2 ways with their son. They're either really good with them or they're just shit and they try to live through their son, Yeah. Angel Garcia never fought. He claims he had asthma. He could never fight, So I don't know. I don't know, Chris. I don't think it's that ridiculous of a rule. I really think that a lot of fathers do more harm than good in kids in their son's corner.
I mean, I agree. I mean, there's a lot of headbutting, but same time, what if a dad's been there though and they trained that kid for 10 years?
They didn't say he couldn't be in the corner. They just said he couldn't act as the chief trainer. He could still be a second or.
Still, I mean, that's.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, why wouldn't they be able to? That's kind of a fucked up rule to. I don't know.
Darren Shabbat says, should we be worried about Spence hanging around with Gervonta and Broner looking and sounding just. I can't pull the rest of that up, Kelly. Can you?
Yeah. Looking and sounding just as drunk as they were.
Yeah, he was drunk. But you know what? I don't put a lot of stock into that. He's young. He's 25 years old. Well, he's 15 years old.
Didn't they just sign or something like that too? They, signing bonus?
Well, according to Spence, he's 15 years old still. So, right? So, they're just trying to enjoy themselves and party. And I don't take much stock into it. But yeah, but Damon says, Errol Spence fought in the wrong crowd. Does he need an L? I don't think he needs an L to get on track. I think it's just something that his family and his trainer needs to grab a hold of. That's something that get out of hand, But I mean, between some of the positive influences, like they can get him back. Besides, we all saw what those other guys were made of. They got their boy drunk and they start talking shit about him on fucking Facebook and Instagram the next day. Now, for me, I wouldn't hang out with those motherfuckers again, would you?
No, there'd be a beef session going on with that.
Right? You're out boozing with your friends, right? And it's all fun and games. You're having a good time.
And Javante was the most fucked up. Why is he the one clowning?
Because he's an idiot. But that's what I'm saying. And then all the next day they're making memes about you.
Yeah, why don't Spence fucking fight Broner? That'd be great to see. I think I'd be done with Broner for once and finally.
Yeah,
once
you'd
and
be
for
finally
all.
out.
Yes, and my dad, despite being a decent coach, never coached me. He said he wouldn't want to do it. And some fathers, I can definitely see that. What I'm saying is, if you agree with it or not, it's just hard to tell a guy, if he was with his kid for 12 years and won 3 national titles as a trainer of the kid, and brings them all the way up the fucking ranks, and then you get to a title fight, and it's like, no, you can't beat a head in a corner. I don't think that's, I don't think it's right.
Brian's still on that thing. Who got the better chin, though? It's not fucking Hagler fighting welterweights his whole career.
Better chin between who?
Oh, he was, remember on Facebook?
Oh, yeah, with Canelo and...
Oh, no, I don't know. He said that if
Hagler.
they were saying if they've ever been stung at all, that they don't have a great chin. That was the whole thing. I said, I'm fucking confused on that whole mentality that you don't have a great chin because you've been stung. So what they're really saying is, Kelly, you were a bitch because you got dropped one time.
Yeah, right.
You got dropped by Taylor, so you were a bitch and don't have a chin. And, I think a lot of people, they tend to go back in the past and they live in that past and they think these guys were fucking unstoppable, these Haglers and fucking... No. Hagler made his career off fighting welterweights and junior middleweights, and I've said it before. I don't give a fuck how hard they hit or how good they were. They were 147 that moved up for money.
That's true. I mean, unfortunately,
And for them to say, we're not just talking about you, Brian. It's not all about you. We had other comments too. That's where it
falls into those fucking group chat boxing chats. That's why I don't even.
Yeah.
It's like fucking going out and stabbing myself in the foot once a day to go through that.
No, but Canelo don't have a great chin. Are you fucking serious? That fucking monster hits you in the mouth and you take that shit. You got a great fucking chin. And they said, well, Miguel Cotto's brother hurt him. Yeah, he hurt him.
That's what fucking happen.
That happens, man. You get hit in the chin. You get hit by a chin by anybody who's a professional fighter. It hurts.
Did he get knocked out yet? No, he didn't. So how many fights he got now? 50,
almost 60. Yeah,
almost 60 pro fights. That's saying a fucking lot.
You know what? I have B-Hop as the greatest middleweight ever. I said it. He's better than Hagler. He's better than Monzon. He's better than Pavlik. Mm-hmm. Speaking of that, Kelly, will you take a picture with? Kelly, will you take a picture with me for my Facebook?
Yeah.
Here, let me. Go ahead. Fuck. That's okay, buddy. You're not gonna take a picture of Facebook.
That was a little Earl Spence, Javante, Broner.
Humor right there. Also, Kelly, I got a question for you. Do you want to get to that question later?
Well, let me answer this one. Yeah, real quick.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I want you to do it right after this. Kelly, you were referenced in a Yahoo article today about possibly fighting Triple G back when you were the man to beat at middleweight. But GG's people didn't want him to leave Germany. So he then started to look for a new promotion. And what would Tom... Do you remember hearing about that possibility? Not at all.
A lot of those things are bullshit. A lot of those articles are bullshit.
My last year or two of fighting was at 168. So...
You know what, Chris? I don't agree with that. I don't think he's a Broner. Tank. I think Tank's more talented. Broner, yeah. But I think Tank's more talented than Broner. I don't think it's not a... That's what everybody wants to believe, that he is Broner. And Broner's not a bad fighter. I don't know why people think that he's a bad fighter. Mm. Broner he's a limited fighter. He's not a bad fighter. Do you know what I mean?
It's just when Broner fights a smart fighter.
Yeah, when Broner fights exactly, a more physical, smarter guy, it's going to happen.
What do you think about all this hoopla?
What do you think, Viking Herm?
Now we want Viking Herm's opinion while we're taking selfies and talking about bullshit. I've been over here twiddling my axe. What was the question?
I don't even remember.
Oh, great. We don't remember. If you excuse me, I'll go play with my shield now.
Broner is a good fighter, but you know what? I think having Kevin Cunningham in his corner is going to help. And I saw a big difference with Adrian Broner in his last fight, didn't you? With Vargas?
Yeah.
I saw it. I mean, I saw a difference. And Rome wasn't built in one day, and it wasn't destroyed in a day either. It's going to take time.
I don't believe Tank is technically better. Broner is technically gifted and offensively.
But he's not as strong. I don't know, man. I've seen Tank is a Tank's a
little smaller,
dude,
though.
He's an athletic fucking guy, though.
Both he's fucking his hand speed. I think Gervonta got more weapons than Broner. Again, we're going to go back on that because it's a very good point. Broner has one style, and that's it. And you could beat that style. Even if you're not as gifted, you could still beat that style that Broner has. Gervonta, on the other hand, is just fast and can fire from every different angle and combinations, and he's faster than Broner. He is.
Chris, he might be fat, but he makes weight for fights. If he makes his weight, that's all that matters. He can be 300 pounds if he makes his weight. If he makes 130, that's all that matters. And, oh yeah, you have a question, Kelly. They want to ask you right now. Somebody wanted to ask you when you started your pro fight career and when did it end? Or did you first have your first amateur fight? When did you have your first amateur fight and your last pro fight?
I had my first amateur fight in 1993. I had my last fight in 2012. That's 7 years.
7 years,
7
guys.
years.
7 years. Yeah, so
7 years.
From 1993 to 2012 is 7 years of boxing.
No. I turned pro in 2000, but I started fighting in 2093.
Yeah.
And then I retired.
Well, he beat you in 2000.
That was 7 years.
He beat you in 2000 when you were 15.
No, I was 14.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was 15.
He beat you.
Yeah, I was 15.
Yeah, I remember that. He beat you. But you don't say who. He beat you. And that was 7 years, right?
7 years.
7 years. Did you guys like the outcome? I did. I thought the right guy won the fight.
You didn't get to see all that, did you? You know what we're...
Tank has more determination.
That's all fun. Everybody else is doing it. I mean,
fuck it.
Broner made it. Gervonta. What do you think about that, Meth?
Sounds like Mongolian math to me.
Oh, Amanda wants to see my shirt. Kelly, she just wants to see your weenie. This
Who's
is
that?
Amanda Myers.
What?
That's my shirt. Stand up
Oh.
so we can see it. If you just want to see Kelly's wingding.
It's not on there, though.
It is wingding?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Look. You got a little wingding right here.
Oh, yeah.
See it? Is there a wingding on here? Look, wingding.
I don't believe...
That's a wingding all the way down.
It's rated PG.
I don't know. But hey, what else we got going on? Oh, you know what else? Before we forget? Canelo Triple G. What the fuck, man? Canelo Triple G.
You've been tapping on that, but let's tap.
We've been tapping on it, but we haven't tapped on it. But you know what?
It's fight week.
We've been waiting. Look at this, Kelly. We've been waiting 6 years to see it. 6 years to see Canelo and Triple G. 6 fucking years. We've been waiting on this rematch. 6 years, guys. Simon says, I fought Joni Calabria, who claimed at the press conference that he beat Kelly in the amateurs.
Oh my God, no, dude! I fought him before I fought Henry White in the Cleveland Golden Gloves. Actually, tell Joey Calabria to watch that because I got that fucking fight still on VHS.
What'd you do? Did you almost kill him?
Oh, dude, it was fucking. I had it iced for like 2 hours after the fight, and that wasn't my head; it was my hands.
Call him. Call him.
Oh, I should call him.
Hey, Simon.
Simon, call him. Tell him.
Hey, can you get Joey's contact info, Simon?
Ask him if he wants me to put that fucking fight on YouTube.
Post that shit.
I'll have to go have my dad look for that. I'll be on with the Henry White, the Cleveland Golden Gloves.
Amanda said she don't want to see your wingding.
Oh, Amanda, I didn't want to show you. James is the one who brought it up.
I want to see your wingding. Oh, I've seen it. Remember when you were pissing the yard?
No wingding showing.
Remember when we pissed in the yard?
No.
Well, yeah, at one time. Can Triple G KO Canelo, liver shot, or is that? You know what? Absolutely, Triple G can KO Canelo. Will it happen? It's a whole different ball game. But Triple G fucking hits hard, man.
Yeah, I mean, you hit anybody with a good liver shot. I don't give a fuck who you are or how many abs you got. It don't.
Simon said, "I'll try. If not, we'll post me beating his ass."
There you go, Simon. Yeah, do either one of them.
How likely is that Canelo Triple G will play out similar to the first one? I think it's very likely. But I think what it comes down to, guys, is will Canelo fall into those same mistakes that he made the first fight? Will he not learn? I'm also hearing, guys, Canelo hurt his hand again.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing right there is Canelo he should have the advantage. He should have the advantage of going in after and watching what he did wrong. I mean, that's a long time to go back over.
Yeah. But I'm hearing that Canelo hurt his hand again.
Oh yeah.
Today, I can't give a source up. You know that, but I'm hearing it's pretty factual. Same thing again as he did last time. Yes, he will be wearing the winning gloves again.
Okay. Hold on one second. YouTube question. Mark Pinkerton. Yeah, 'cause I want to ask you how you found out about that. But Mark Pinkerton says, Kelly, did you ever face Anthony Hanshaw in the amateurs? Yes, I did, and
we both did.
And it's going to be a fight there where I tell you again. I've already mentioned it before. Fought him in the Olympic trials, the 2000 Olympic trials, and it was one of them ones. I was up 10-7 going into the last round. Not that if you guys believe me or not, and it was a war. I mean, I fucking buckled him, and I didn't get 1 point, and he ended up beating me 13-10. Or did you, Spence? I was up 10-7 going the last round.
10-7.
And he scored, they gave him 3 points, and he beat me 13-10.
He gave you 3 points, and he beat
3 points.
He beat you 13-4. 3 points, guys. 3 points.
But no, I did fight him, and it was a fight that I should have won. But, as it goes in the amateurs, and from what I'm told, and I don't know how much is the truth is to it, but usually Hanshaw was 22 at the time.
Yeah,
that was his 17. Last run. It was his last run, and what they usually do with that, especially talent, is
they push you through.
They push him through. They're going to get the benefit of the doubt during the fight.
He gets a dry run right into the into the Olympic box office. You know what I mean? That's normally how they do it because this guy's been in the system for fucking 15 years?
Exactly.
He's been in the system for 15 years, guys. 15 years.
As where I'm, I was 17 years old, and they figured that I was going to be around another 4 years.
Is Olympic scoring different than the amateurs? They used a computerized scoring system, but I think Delilah Rico would know better than we would now, but before it was a computerized scoring system in the amateurs where 3 judges had a little clicker on a computer screen, and what they would do is they all had to score a punch within 1 second of each other for that punch to count, because if one person didn't count it, the punch didn't count.
Yeah, I would imagine they could have scored it like that for the local club shows or fights like that. They could have did it.
Oh yeah, but I mean for the most bigger tournaments were computerized scoring because I know that I have fought fights where I beat the shit out of someone by 50, 60 punches, and I go back to my corner because they'll give you the scores.
Yeah, they give them in the corner.
Scores, and I'll come back and it'll say 6-1. You know what I mean? I'm like, are you fucking?
That's why I'm saying with the Hanshaw. Yeah. Why I was saying 10-7 because that was what that score was going into the 4th round. And again, okay, just even say that he did beat me.
Yep.
But if I hit him with that many punches and I buckled him, you mean to tell me that I didn't get 1 point?
Yeah.
That's where you could go to tell how fucked up that scoring is.
Amanda says, who do you guys have for this weekend? I'm going to go with Canelo for this fight.
It's a tough one. I mean, really, because we don't know.
No, I fucking know.
But with the year and a half, like I said, and that's a year older Triple G, I think if Canelo really, I'm sure him and his team went back and broke down film. I think that Canelo wins this fight.
And Kelly, tell me if you agree. I usually refer to you on a lot of this stuff when it comes to technique because I think you're more technical than I am, just by that much. But no,
I was figuring.
No,
by hair.
by hair. No, you are. But I think the key for Canelo in this fight is to stay off the ropes.
It is. And that's what we said in the first fight. I mean, again, you go back, and the first fight is really simple to break down. First 3 rounds, Canelo won. And that was because he pop shot and boxed and stayed in the middle of the ring more. Canelo then started going back to the ropes, and he was, tightening up and taking big bombs because Triple G can't hit. And I don't care what anybody thinks if he's going to win or lose. it is a fact that Triple G could hit.
He hits hard.
Very hard, yes. And that takes a toll on the body. And then he was, at that point, then you got to play catch up a little bit and throw other shots.
Yeah.
So he gave the first fight away. Again, I want to say it. I don't think it was so much that Triple G won the fight as much as it was Canelo giving him the fight.
I agree. I would agree. Here's what my thing is too. I think Canelo needs to make a concerted effort on Triple G's body. Nobody goes to Triple G's body because they're afraid of what they're going to get coming in, which is really a good point. Yeah. You're going to get hurt coming in, but I think if Canelo's defense is so good, which it really is, maybe that's a chance he should take. You don't have anything. He has nothing to lose in this fight. He really doesn't, because you know what? If he loses, it's because the computer all he's not on. If he wins, it's because the computer all he was on. All he's, there's no win-win for Canelo. So he might as well go for broke.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be bad for him no matter what.
It is. Absolutely. So there's nothing that, there's nothing that Canelo can do that's going to be right in this fight. But he needs a fight in the middle of the ring, because when he fights Triple G in the middle of the ring, he's the most successful. Mm-hmm. If you watch the fight again, every time they're in the middle of the ring, Triple G lost every exchange in the middle of the ring. He did well when he hit the ropes, and Canelo tightened up.
And that's another thing, too, though, like everybody's talking about. They go, oh, well, watch what he does on the ropes, off the ropes. You're going to give a guy, because he lands 1 or 2 punches, clean shots in that round, when you have another guy throwing 90% more of the punches in that round.
Yeah.
You can't give it to Canelo because of that.
Yeah.
I mean, Triple G outworked him. His aggression backed Canelo into the ropes, and he was the busier fighter. You can't, because he lands 1 clean shot off the ropes. You can't do that.
Let me ask you this, Kelly. What do you think that Triple G has to do to win this fight? I know people are going, duh, but what would you do to beat Canelo?
He's going to have to use his power. I don't know how much of his speed is still there.
Yeah.
Okay, now, again, he's 36 years old.
His timing is not there, though.
No, and he's been pretty much inactive, if you want to count the last fight, anything. I think that he has to go in there and he has to roughhouse Canelo. He has to throw those big body shots, the powerful body shots. He has to throw the big shots to the head.
Yeah. He
has to try to stay on the inside. And he has to try to back Canelo up to the ropes.
Yeah.
I think Canelo on the flip side of it needs to do the angles and go back 1 step back and then off to the side, instead of going 2 steps or, straight back.
Yeah.
He has to do those angles. And if he can move around in the middle of the ring without going to the ropes and pick apart Triple G at the same time.
You want to hear about who told me about the hand injury?
Oh, okay.
That's pretty legit. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm hearing through the rumor mill, guys. Don't quote me 100%. But I was right last time when I told you that Canelo had injured his hand, and it seems that there's words that he's injured his hand again, and I don't think the fight's in jeopardy at all. Nothing like that. But I think he's switching to winning gloves again. And you know what? Canelo's always been known for hand injuries anyway through almost every fight, is because he hits hard. I mean, you get a lot of hand injuries when you hit hard, but I think he'll be wearing winning gloves again, and which are more of a glove for rehabilitation.
Well, I'm curious on that.
Yeah.
Viking Herm, what do you do for hand injuries?
I bench press sheep.
Sometimes Viking Herm likes to train by boxing bears, and I mean, that's very well known that I fight things that are bigger than I am, which aren't many things. But I do get some hand injuries now and then. What I like to do is I like to put it in the cold, icy rivers of Norway. And it really makes me feel like a man. And then afterwards, sometimes I like to dip my balls in there. And then I consider it to be the Norwegian ice cubes.
Which hand? I believe it's the right hand that he's injured again. I believe so, Dylan. But like I said, nothing's 100%. But normally, if we're told something, and if I repeat it, it's because it's from a great source. So I wouldn't repeat if it wasn't. But yeah, it's somebody close to the camp. So yeah, we did hear that there's a problem with his hand. Probably the first show that's brought it up, because we just found out, or I did. So, like I said, take it with however you guys want to take it, a grain of salt. It's not an excuse. He's just going to move to winning gloves. And he was winning his last fight. And we called the hand injury, and then we found out that his hand surgeon was on the airline with him.
Yeah, it's not going to make a difference.
It's not going to make a difference, absolutely.
I mean, actually, if any difference it makes is going to be to benefit Canelo on an injury.
Can you read what Esteban said? I can't pull all that up. This is left hook, Triple G.
Left hook, Triple G is cross dominant. Left is more powerful than his right, but fights in a right-hand stance. Triple G needs to throw and land the left hook. He didn't in the first fight. Yeah, but it's a lot easier said than done.
When you have a guy against Canelo, you can't land a triple hook because he'll counter you off the first one.
Exactly, and you got to watch with Canelo because he could pop.
Yeah.
So.
And people are sleeping on his power. But the thing is this. You cannot throw these double and left hooks at a guy like Canelo because you might hit him with one punch. You won't hit him with 2 and 3 because he will counter you. That's what he's known as, a counter puncher.
Definitely, he's fast.
So he will fuck you up if you linger too long.
Yep, he's a great counter puncher. Amanda, Viking gets his hand injuries. I think he said from boxing bears.
Boxing bears.
Is that it?
What is next for either fighter? You know what, Dylan? Like, it depends. I mean, I can't see too much left for Triple G after this. I mean, maybe a couple more fights and that's it. He's 37 years old.
I wouldn't be surprised if it is his last fight.
Canelo, we'll see. I mean, but there's some big fights out there for Canelo. You got the Charlo brothers, you got Hurd, you have Errol Spence.
If Triple G goes out there and looks his age, okay, what other fight is out there for him to take? And you're not going to want to put him in against
Mungia, maybe Charlo. You know what I mean? Something like that.
Yeah, Charlo's a little bit of a slick fighter. I'm just saying if he did lose it. Now I'm not saying Triple G
is going to lose.
Is going to lose or he lost it all, and he may go in there and look like he's 32 or 28 or 25.
I don't see it happening.
I don't either. I'm just
and I'm not shitting on Triple G. I'm a big Triple G fan.
Yeah.
I'm just saying this, guys. If I had to bet, which I've been wrong in picking fights, I'll admit it, but I'm not wrong a lot. Are we?
No.
I'm just saying right now, I think Canelo, I'm taking Canelo based off youth. I'm not taking him off skills. I'm not taking him off power. I'm taking him off youth. From what I've seen out of Triple G in the past couple fights, I have not been impressed.
That's a big factor. I agree with you on that. But also Canelo could fight too, though. I mean, he could fight, and he's got a hell of a chin.
Yeah.
And he might be that person that actually, could stand in there and not be afraid and counter back and make Triple G miss and frustrate him.
Yeah.
And like you said, and then the age comes into play, and then it can only get worse though, and he can only shine and look better because of the age factor. If I think even Triple G in his prime, Canelo could still hang in there with him and go toe to toe with him.
Well, do you realize Triple G's older than you are?
Yeah, that's what I'm going on. But not also being the fact that Triple G is 37.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
that's 37 years old.
Why would Triple G really stick around after this fight, especially if he loses? Now he's only got one loss. He can retire after all that he's accomplished instead of maybe losing to a Billy Joe Saunders or a Charlo
an Andrade.
Yeah, somebody who's not a Triple or a Canelo type name or a Jermaine Taylor. You know what I mean? What I'm saying by that, like a big name. Almost a crossover name.
I think what do you think? I think we beat that into a dead horse. I mean, we'll go back into it, but I think we beat a dead horse on that. Let's talk about
Viking Herm does that.
Beat a dead horse? Viking Herm, do you beat dead horses?
He beats them till they're dead.
Viking Herm, he's fought a horse here and there. He fought a Clydesdale once, and I beat it so dead that Budweiser had to adopt all the Clydesdales in Norway because they were afraid that I was going to box another Clydesdale. But I did beat it to death. Yes, I did.
We ate Clydesdale for a month, didn't we? You know what, though?
Still got 3 freezer chests.
Tony says, James, taking shots add up. Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. And no one's arguing that point. We know Triple G can punch. But what I'm saying is this.
But how many shots does Canelo take for it to really
Canelo doesn't take a lot of punches.
He didn't.
He didn't, no. And that's the big and Triple G didn't let his power go like he does normally because he got countered every time. When Triple G throws his heavy right and left hook, which is his signature combination, that straight right and left hook he throws, he would get caught with Canelo's right. And what would Canelo do on the left hook? He would throw the left hook at the same time. And him being 26 years old, he beat him 9 times out of 10 to that punch. But I don't know.
I mean, that's going back to like saying you have a game plan until you really get in there and shit just ain't going your fucking way.
Yeah, you have to do something. You know what? Absolutely right. Triple G does take it for now. But like the key word is for now. At a certain age, how much more can you take of that? Everybody thought Chavez was this incredible monster, And he was never been hurt until Frankie Randall hit him, who was a mid-level puncher, dropped him. Because it wears on you.
Well, and another thing is it could be the first round and you could get hit with something also. If you get hit on the right spot, no matter how granite your chin is, you're going to go down.
Yeah, exactly.
It shit happens. You could have the best chin in the world and you could still get dropped. You can still get a flash knockdown. It don't take much.
Yeah, Steven, I don't see Triple G having more energy. I just don't see that. I don't know. You know what? This fight is so close. I can't make 100%. I'm just saying if I had to bet, if they said you got to bet your life, I'm gonna say I'm gonna take Canelo. But like I said, either way, it's a lose-lose for Canelo. And
that's where I'm at. I'm leaning towards Canelo.
Would I bet on it? Fuck no. No.
Not at all. I may bet the fucking draw again.
Oh shit! Hell yeah. Daniel said, "What's your feeling on George Groves and Colin Smith?" I like George Groves in that fight. I do. Not a big Colin fan. I'm not real impressed with them right now. Richard Humberstone wants to know who wins, Kell Brook or Amir Khan. I got Amir Khan, man. You know, I just saw Amir Khan this past weekend. Did you watch it?
No, but you told me. Actually, I did see the knockdown.
Amir Khan got dropped, but he looked fucking good, man. Yeah. He looked great. And you know what? You're gonna get that dude can punch. You're gonna get caught.
And it was a legit drop too. He got caught flush. He didn't get tapped on a fucking glove, and the glove hit his head and he went down.
He got up at two. Went back to his corner and came out and did what he was supposed to do. Great fucking fight, man. And I think Amir Khan's only getting better with Joe Goosen. And also, you know, guys, I'm going to go back and I'm going to tell you something that we've been told personally. I don't know. Are we allowed to tell them? Yeah, we are, right? In New York City, when did we go to New York for the, when was Lomachenko Linares? April. Thank you. We were at Lomachenko Linares, me, Kelly, Justin, Damon Martinez, and Dave Delzio, our buddy, and Chris Algieri. We were all there. And it was somewhere around that time.
We went to Santos in April.
Yeah. But we were there, and somebody asked, because Chris Algieri had fought Spence, and he fought Amir Khan. And I believe Damon Martinez said, who was the hardest puncher you ever faced? And Chris Algieri said Amir Khan. He said he hits harder than fucking Errol Spence. And you know what? We've heard that from 5 or 6 different fighters. But then on the same token, Chris also said the hardest he was ever hit with sparring was Mikey Garcia hit him the hardest he's ever been hit in sparring. So
that's another thing you got to put in and factor in too is the hand speed on top of the power. The snap, I mean, he hits you without you knowing it's coming. Yeah. It's almost Coitens.
We need to hire Amanda, the fucking secretary. Listen to this. You went in May around Mother's Day. Thank you. She remembers. I didn't know.
Exactly, it was May, and we got home on Mother's Day.
We did. You know what? She's better. I
know that all too well.
She's better at this than we are. You know. Canelo is the only fighter to get better. You know what? It's true. But I think Canelo getting against Mayweather, I think that was just a whole nother level of fighter. And Canelo would just. And
I'll admit, it was the one fight, one of the few fights that I did not pick.
I had Floyd in that. I just thought the experience level was.
That's when Roger keeps going, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You never pick him right. That was the only fight. That was the only fight that I ever picked around Roger.
Also, guys, I want to tell you guys next week, thanks to Roger, we have TJ Dillashaw, UFC champion, coming on the show, which is huge. If you're a UFC fan, MMA fan, TJ Dillashaw is going to be huge. We're gonna pick his brain a little bit. We've had some other UFC stars. We've had Matt Brown on, and
yes, we have.
And I think TJ Dillashaw is going to be huge. Roger told you to shut up.
I will. I mean, just saying.
Roger,
I'm right.
Roger picked that Garcia Porter right too, didn't he?
Yeah. Oh.
He said TJ Dillashaw ain't coming on now, motherfuckers.
Yeah, right. He said I'm working on my bro too. Oh yeah, Roger, that'd be awesome.
Oh yeah, and also Roger's talking to Fernando. We're gonna bring Fernando on the same week. We'd love to bring them both on. I mean, it's not every day you're gonna get 2 world champions on the same show.
No, that'd be awesome to have Fernando on.
Yeah, we're going to bring TJ on, though. Roger trains TJ in his stand-up, so I think Roger's one of the better stand-up coaches in the country right now. So, and Daniel says Canelo. Well, I can't get Canelo on anytime soon. But, no, I just think if I had to pick somebody, it'd be Canelo.
I'd get Canelo on.
I'd pick Canelo. Yeah, but.
I get him on a show.
Have a big old cow out front. And
I got connections.
tacos. I know you do. I know you do. I know.
Who else you want on?
Well, we're getting Mikey soon. Mikey's coming on soon.
Well, that's a given.
Yeah, Mikey always comes on.
Mainly through me.
How are you mainly through you?
Who else? Come on, throw a name. Throw a name and I can tell you if I get him.
Marvin Hagler.
Easily.
Yeah. Well, we're working on that. I don't know if Marvin Hagler's going to come on. All that shit you were talking about him today, not be able to punch and beat him welterweights.
Actually, you know what, James? I will send him in a text because he does have an iPhone. I think that. And I will actually send him the shows, the 4 shows that you said that he fucking fought. Flyweights, lightweights, and welterweights.
Strawweights, he fought Ricardo Lopez.
Yep,
Marvin Hagler knocked out Ricardo Lopez.
4 great fights with Michael Carvajal. I'm gonna show him those videos of you telling him that he's a 5'6" middleweight.
I don't give a fuck. I told Evander Holyfield that. You think Marvin Hagler scares me? 70 years old, man.
Hi, Lori. So who else do you want to have me get? Well, my connections. I got Viking Herm
The
here.
president for Hair Club for Men.
That's one that's hard for me. Yeah, as you can tell, I cannot get a, I can't get in touch with him.
I'm not only a client, I'm also the president.
Yeah.
I spelled Canelo wrong. The fuck?
Who can you get for us, Viking Herm?
He's going to say Eric the Red and...
Viking Herm can get anyone that you may acquire. It might take 3 to 5 business days, though, and
you have to inflate her.
Yeah, it might be willing, it might not. But let's just stick to beating dead horses. It's a lot easier.
Dylan, Kelly does have Mickey Ward's contact info. We've been talking about getting Mickey Ward on. Kelly does have Mickey Ward. It's just a matter of scheduling. But yeah, we were talking
Viking
about
Herm got some perspiration underneath the nipples.
Yes, it was. It was sexy. But hey, guys, you know what, Dylan? The UFC fighters, they don't get the All-Yak. The boxers don't even get...
I get Sugar Shane Mosley and Heartbeat.
I got Sugar Shane's number 2.
I trained him, though.
Oh, yeah. It says, I feel bad for the UFC fighters. They don't get the All-Yak. Well, neither does most boxers get the All-Yak. I mean, come on.
Christine, I don't know where you've been, sweetheart, but we got Virgil Ortiz Jr. on.
We've had Virgil
twice?
on. We've had Virgil twice already.
Twice. I mean, we'll get him back on. I mean, let's see after... I think it'd be a great idea to get him on after this fight.
We had Ryan Garcia on too.
Yeah.
And we've had Gabe.
Our thing is, I don't want to just keep calling, getting Virgil on all the time, though. I wanted him to...
James Toney, you were talking about.
Oh, yeah.
James Toney as well. But yeah, we've had Virgil on twice.
Because we're friends with, his dad and everything else and him. And I don't want it to make it seem like...
Actually, Virgil's my friend. Kelly just says he's their friend with him, but he's not.
I believe he gave me the T-shirt first.
No, I got the T-shirt.
I was doing autographs, but he really wanted me to have that shirt.
No, I gave you the shirt. I got 3 and you got 1. How many shirts?
Well, ask Virgil. He wanted to give me the shirt.
You want to ask him who's he more... Call him right now. We'll ask who's he more friend with. Go ahead. Call him. Call him.
No, I'm not.
Call him. I'll fucking
I'm not going to put him on a spot like that.
Yeah, who's he more friend? My friend or Kelly's friend? Go ahead. Do it.
You're such a child. Such a child.
Hey, do you want one of these? You want one of these?
I'll punch you in the back of the teeth.
I bet you won't. You want one of these? See, what the fuck, man? You're pulling out blades and shit. We can't even play nice around here.
Even Vikings,
Prison rules. Prison rules.
Vikings didn't hand you no fucking...
Do it then, motherfucker. Look at I got a helmet. What you gonna do?
Dude, this thing...
What the fuck?
It's like that commercial where they clip and...
Viking Herm is Viking. I'm not a fan of his politics, is he?
Nah, he's fucking
douchebag.
He's riding the ghost dick.
He's like, oh really? Let me save you, Kelly. Put this on. I'll also protect you.
He parked the longboat and hopped on the ghost stick.
Right? He's like, James are gonna hit you with an axe. Let me put the helmet on for you. Hey guys, Aaron Morales, someone to look recently signed by Robert. Yeah, it's true. But you know who I do want to call?
My goddamn axe back.
Hey, I want to call Christine today before we leave the show.
Okay.
Her new show. She has a new show.
Sweet. Yeah.
I want to talk to her about her new show today. So
she better give us some props on our show too.
She's the only one that shares our show.
I know, but I want her to keep doing it.
Oh yeah, we will.
I don't want her to get all big on this new show, and I'll have to call IOTBA.
Hey, Rachel, you remember Andy from the gym? Remember Andy Ruiz and Eric? That's his mom. That's Andy's mom right there.
Hi, Rachel.
That's Rachel and Eric's aunt. Or no, that's Eric's sister-in-law. I'm sorry. Question for both of you: did have a preference in brand of boxing gloves? What do you, Kelly?
I like the Reyes, even though I had bad hands. I sucked it up, and the Reyes were nice. They fit me. Everlast was a close second, and I liked the Everlast trunks and shoes.
Yeah.
But I was just so used early on in my career coming up with the Reyes, and I was knocking everybody out with them.
You're a real cocksucker.
Why is
To
that?
spar with somebody with Reyes gloves on. That's a
didn't-
real
I didn't
asshole
spar
thing.
nobody with
Oh.
Reyes.
No, you use those fucking jabs. Those
Yes.
ones from Norway that are made with horse heads. It's made out of horse bones.
That sounds like the best kind, if you ask me there, Jimmy.
I just got
Actually-
280 pounds of elbow in my fucking spinal cord.
Esteban, I'll answer. My favorite glove is I like Reyes a lot, but I also like Winning.
Hi, Rachel.
I like Winning a lot, and I like their gear.
Winning's nice. I
But-
had Winning for a good amount of fights.
Oh, yes, but Winning is good if you can afford it. I mean, the average fan or average fighter can't afford Winning. You're looking at $500 for headgear for the full face, and you're looking at about $250 or $300 for gloves. So I have a couple sets of Winning right now.
Yeah.
But it's not something that you can just. But Winning is the best for training because it keeps your hands safe. And it's best protection. But I believe I like Reyes because that little fucking oval in the middle is the shit.
It was.
It was.
Yeah, especially in like the early 2000s,
Yes.
late 90s.
Yes.
And I like the white.
the white lamb
Yep.
paint in the middle.
And
But,
who would have known? All them years later, I was fucking weirdos for pretty much all my
Career.
fights, but like two.
but also, you know what I like about him? The thumb. The thumb always fits comfortable with the Reyes.
That's what I'm
gloves.
saying.
Yes,
They
you
fit-
can't jam your thumb.
They fit my hands, and I don't know. Again, I don't know because I was so used to them.
Yeah.
But Everlast was the second one. I mean, most of my training
I love
camps
the MX.
was Everlast gloves,
yeah.
and they protected my hands.
But hey, you know what though? I know they're our sponsor and everything. I'm not saying just because they're a sponsor, because I'm not that way. I'm not a prop guy. I don't say stupid shit like that. But Tidal has some fucking good gloves.
I'll
man.
tell you how expensive Winning is. Viking Herm got him one time, and after he ordered them, he had to jack his Cyclops off to feed his horse.
Fuck, Winning's expensive.
The people that I fight when they go to bed at night, they check the closet for Viking Herm.
But no, it's what Esteban. I think the honest thing is whatever you're comfortable with. It's not what I like or Kelly likes or this fighter likes. You have to kind of search around and see what works for you.
That's where I'm going on again. The Reyes fit my hands nicely. You could tell. It's hard to explain with fight gloves like that. You could tell when you put them in. They have you go before the fight, after usually the weigh-ins, and you go for a glove.
Yeah.
And even early on in my career, before when I wasn't able to do that, and you kind of got what they gave you.
Yeah.
And but I always ended up with the Reyes gloves, and it was just the way they fit my hands. It was nice.
See, I've always heard about Grant being great, but I've never worn them. I've never
Me
been able.
either.
I've never worn. They're hard to find.
Those are another for bad hands.
Yeah,
and
bad
shit
hands.
like that. I think those are actually probably softer than
Winning?
Winning.
But I'll tell you what the Winning does. It feels like a nice warm vagina. Winning doesn't it? And nice fucking gloves, man. And you know what? Winning has the best headgear. I can't even lie. That full face headgear, nothing gets in there.
I did use the Winning headgear.
Yeah, I know you did. Use the full face too, right? Just like we all did. And you left it. Now, I think Robert uses that in your jab gloves when he spars.
Robert Garcia.
Robert Garcia was using your jab gloves on a video. Blue
Because
gloves.
Robert likes me. He's another one who is better friends with mine than
How is that even true?
We-
You worked for him.
He kept my sparring headgear and gloves for 6 years after I've been gone from there.
I remember the time when I met Robert 6 years ago.
Viking Herm, right?
I remember my first beer.
It was actually Cyclop blood.
Cyclops. Hey, let's go into something else while we're here.
Why is Justin giving me them looks? Does he want to fight too? Oh, Justin.
I'm gonna stab this motherfucker with the horn right in the back. Now, here's what it is though. I want to talk about this whole Gervonta, Adrian Broner, the Easter.
Oh, we're going back on it?
No, we haven't really got into it, really. We just made jokes about it. But I'm not excusing any of their behavior. I'm not excusing even
Hi, Ann.
Errol Spence. I'm not. Thank you, Ann. We appreciate it. I'm not excusing nothing. But at a certain point, Errol Spence has to be responsible for the shit that he does. Everybody's like, oh, Errol was drunk. You know what? he was drunk, right? But it's his fault for hanging out with assholes that put him on the spot. He hung out with assholes. Now he's upset about what they did to him the next day.
Okay. Here's kind of my take on it.
Yeah.
They wanted to get fucked up. That's their prerogative.
Right.
Listen.
Yeah.
They're in great shape.
They're rich.
That's not going to ruin their fucking career. They were celebrating. It was they had they re-signed probably for a good amount, or I think they learned that Heyman got a deal or something else, maybe a fight contract.
He got one with Showtime.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
that's big. Yeah.
It was a chance. They knew they were going to make money. It's a big celebration.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Now I'm going to go on this. Now, TV celebrities are at those fights, messed up. You got rock stars that go to the fights, and they're drunk too.
Yes.
So why is it different, though, for a boxer to go and get like that?
It's not.
So it's not. And they have every bit of right as anybody else does. Now, on the flip side of it, though, I would have stayed away from the camera and the interview. You know what I mean by that? Like, that was the part, like, where, and a good PR person kind of should have done the same thing. So, like other celebrities, like actors and people like that, they're known for that, and like rock stars, they're known to be people like do that shit.
Yeah,
there was nothing wrong with what they did, but I would have strayed away from the camera or the interviews.
Yeah, well, you know what,
especially Gervonta. I think that was the biggest thing about it, was getting on there and doing that interview.
Well, I honestly don't think Lauren would have allowed that. Lauren is Gervonta's PR.
Yeah.
Lauren works with Mikey, too. You don't see Mikey pull. I think if Lauren was there, I don't think that would have ever happened because Lauren's a fucking great PR person.
Yeah, exactly.
Lauren's probably the best.
So, but that's where I'm going
What?
on it. Like,
what's that? Yeah. Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, Daniel, no matter what it was, I mean, these guys are in great shape. They work their ass off. They make millions. What can you say? That's
he said
like
they were
saying
doing more than drinking. And if they were, so what?
So what? I mean, they have more of a right to than anybody else out there pointing a finger at them. They have more than a guy drinking his weekly paycheck away on Friday and Saturday night.
We got a picture of Gervonta Davis in, guys.
But so that does not mean anything.
I think Lauren is awesome too.
Oh, he is. No, I like Lauren. He hooks us up all the time.
No, I think he's one of the best PR guys out there. Manager, yeah. I love Lauren.
But so that's my take on it. What I'm just saying is that they should have stayed away. But Daniel, I mean, now you're hopping on it like a lot of other people do.
Like Sergio.
And the same people that are pointing the finger are the ones who drink 4 nights a week at a bar. You know what I mean? Like, let it go.
But the thing is this: there's one thing being a fan and being media and whatever you are in the sport. But when you start judging these fucking people's lives, their only job is to fight. That's their only job. If they drink and as long as they're not hurting anybody, which it bordered over them being assholes to fans, which is not cool, but I don't fucking. Victor says, I don't care how drunk I get. My math would never be as bad as Spence's. Yeah, but I think that just a little bit shows on that might be Spence for real. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If you were Tanner's coach promotional team, who would you pick for him next?
Well, they already have one for him, right? Who's he?
Didn't somebody say? I heard it through Lipinets or who did?
No, Lipinets is too big.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Fuck. I don't know, man. I really don't know for him right now.
Eventually, he's going to start getting shit for not fighting, though. Even though he's still early in his career. But
I don't know, Chris. Who I would go with right now? There's so much out there.
Again, Lomachenko did it in his second pro fight, and third, and fourth.
They're not Lomachenko. Lomachenko is a whole nother level.
Yeah.
But
I'm just saying, when you get people out there like that think that.
Oh yeah, we do got pictures of Gervonta in, guys, which is awesome. Thank you, Gervonta, for the picture. But no, my only thing was
funny.
My thing was this. Cameron says, how many of the top ultraweights would you pick Mikey Garcia to beat? That's a fucking ass kicking question.
It is.
I would put Mike in the top 5. I don't know who beats who, or I don't know all the intangibles, but I would put him in the top 5 in the welterweights.
That was a dickhead move, Victor.
Thanks, Victor.
Ask a question.
Or no, that's Cameron.
Oh yeah, Cameron.
Cameron, thanks for putting us on the spot. But no, I would have him on the top 5. I think personally, Mikey can beat Thurman. I think he beats Danny Garcia. I think his biggest
Danny
problems,
Garcia is one because just go off. I understand sparring
he's too
and fighting is different,
man.
But yeah,
he doesn't move enough. But he's not active enough for Mikey. But I think Porter would give Mikey fucking fits, man.
See, now,
I don't know. It's
that
just,
might be one, especially after watching his Danny Garcia fight in certain things, though.
Mikey's the more
seen.
technical guy, and he could hurt him.
I think Mikey could stray away from that a little easier.
Yes.
I think, like, I don't know, that's a good one.
That is. But what about this? Let's go into Mikey and Crawford, or Mikey and Spence. Now we're charting territory that's fucking really scary. You know what I mean? Because me personally, I think Crawford's the best fighter in the world right now. Well, him and Lomachenko, but as a welterweight, I think he's the best welterweight.
So now you think he beats Spence?
No, I didn't say that. We've been through this every episode.
No, I think you just said Crawford is the best.
He is. They have not fought yet, though, right? As of now, I have Crawford number one because of who he's fought and how he looked last time in his
You want
last
to
fight.
get into this whole shebang again?
Yeah, we can get back into it. I don't give a fuck.
No, I don't want to.
I just can't see him beating Thurman. Thurman's big. Yeah, but so they all are big boys for that weight. But again, Chris, how big is Mikey? We can go back. We go this every episode too. How big is Mikey, Kelly, between fights?
About 287.
322? No. How big is he?
No, you get something
180.
180.
185 between fights. He's not any bigger. Thurman's not any bigger. He actually can make weight because he's not out fucking elephants. The top guy for fighting 4 times. If the top guy for fighting 4 times a year, do you think we'd see much BS social media? Kevin, you would see bullshit on social media no matter how many times they fight, because people by nature are never fucking happy. They always got to bring somebody down.
Exactly. Yeah, it don't matter.
And Chris, I don't know, man. I right now I think Bud is the best fighter in the world.
I mean, they still got 4 months free.
Yeah. It's true, but there's always going to be somebody not good enough. Do you know what I mean?
I think Kevin, are you talking about as far as like them looking the way they did on camera and hanging out and having fun? In other words, saying like they'd be more active and busy training? I think that's where he was.
Okay, that was going.
I think.
You know what though?
Mikey
If they're
would-
training much, you don't have time to be fucking around, which is true.
Yeah.
But the problem is
But that still leaves you 4 months free. You got to live.
That leaves you 4 months of buildup. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And a lot
exactly.
of fucking money.
Well, try to get it all in.
And
Mikey would beat them both.
Garcia and Porter, but go for big money with Spence. And Walter, I could see that, but
Yeah, and he tried.
I could see that. But you got to make him fight. And this is here. Let me shoot you guys on something that nobody knows, that everybody hasn't talked about yet. But let's be fair. Errol Spence backed out of this fight with Mikey. This negotiations. It wasn't Mikey backing out. It was Errol, because he said he wasn't going to be ready by December. It's hard to be ready by December when you're drinking Henny. That's it. I'm not saying Errol is scared. I'm not saying he's going to lose. I am saying that he's the one that backed out of negotiations with Mikey Garcia. That's all I'm saying. He did. And he said he won't be ready by December, which is fucking honest, right? If he's not ready, he's fucking not ready. He didn't say that he wouldn't be ready in March or April or May. He just said right now he's not ready.
That's a good point. Very good point. I read that the winner of where is the August? And
She loves those Cubans, Ugas.
supposed to be against winner of Garcia versus Porter. So now we should have Ugas versus Porter. What would you be telling Ugas to do if you were his coach in the corner versus Porter? That was the fight right before Porter, right?
Yeah, I would fight at a distance, and I would try to fight Porter at a distance, at a like kind of like Thurman did.
Ugas is good.
Yes.
I watch. He's very tactical and he's fast. I don't think that he has enough to keep Porter off of him for the full 12 rounds, and I see kind of Porter winning again from rounds 4 on against that. The only thing I don't know what to tell you guy on that. Maybe find a game plan, study a lot of film.
Look into the laws of attraction. Look into Jesus. Start praying, because
That's it. That's the only thing I can think of.
I just don't think. Me personally, I don't think Ugas is going to beat Porter. I just don't see it.
Again, going back on that, what's hard about it, what makes it hard is Porter is a fucking strong welterweight.
He is a middleweight in a welterweight body.
Exactly. And this is what we explained now. This is why we picked this fight last time. He's strong. And even if you show that you're every bit as strong as him, you will tire and fade from trying to compete that way. Then on top of that, you got to try to compete with the 70 to 80, sometimes maybe 90 punches around. that's hard, and I don't care how sharp you are. That is hard to get around because he will eventually get in there. He did with Danny Garcia. Going into round 4, Sean Porter kind of said, like, screw this. I have to go back to roughhousing. And that's what he did, and it worked. I don't see how anything else, like what you said, you got to...
Cameron says the picture of Kelly and Jarrett Hurd really shows how big Hurd is. With that being said, I can't finish that. You should read these.
How do you guys think he would fare at middleweight, and how many weights could he move up?
I think Jarrett Hurd's fucking a monster.
He is.
I have nothing but respect for that guy.
But when you start moving up like that, then you're on the same playing field though, and there's some Danny Jacobs is big, Triple G for however long he stays around is big. Hurd right now, my opinion, is pretty dominant because of his size. And I don't know how he keeps the energy.
6 foot, 6'1"?
Yeah, and I don't know how he keeps the energy to keep throwing the punches that
Good
he does or trying to make
He's
weight.
conditioned,
Well,
man.
I'm saying that he must be making weight easy then still. But that's his strong point at the weight class that he's at now.
Did you see?
He moves up to middleweight. He's not that big of a power puncher at junior middleweight as it is. He's more of like wear you down type guy.
Yeah.
Now you start fighting the bigger boys. That may not be your thing now.
Well, did you see the Charlos pick a fight with him in Barclays Center? And people are surprised. Oh, Charles picked a fight with Hurd. And you know what I said? I said they do it every fucking time they're at an event. They pick fight.
They pick a fight with Hurd.
Yes, they picked a fight with Jarrett Hurd.
Jared Hurd is a fucking super cool dude.
But it doesn't matter. That's the Charlos, man. Every event we've been to, they started some shit, and they started shit again with Jarrett Hurd.
Yeah,
Jarrett Hurd's a good fucking dude, man.
Him and his trainer and shit like that were super nice.
But it says Darren Shabbat says, "Do you think Wilder Fury fight is really happening?" Oh, absolutely. I think it's happening.
What was that?
Do you think Wilder Fury fight is really happening? Still no date or venue?
Yeah,
it's happening. So. A lot of these things, Darren, are just small details they have to work out. Kelly would know better than I would. He explain how if you could the small details.
Our badass homie Ricardo Williams is watching.
Oh my God, fucking greatest amateur ever.
For sure. His energy. What would you want me to explain now?
How the negotiations work, those final negotiations, that last 5%.
Yeah, they're probably just...
It's gloves and ring size, you know what I mean?
Ring size, gloves.
Venue.
There might be some of the pay-per-view or whatever on that, negotiating.
I didn't... we talked about Ricardo a couple weeks ago as being one of the best amateurs in U.S. history.
Yep, for sure.
Yep, I agree.
I used to watch that dude all the time, man. I was coming up.
Only dude in the world go to Marquette, eat a damn box of Snicker bars, and beat everybody up.
I watched him in JO's for my first year fighting in it, and only year fighting in it. That's when I fought Jose Celia, but
yeah,
it was fun to watch him.
Thank you, Cameron. I appreciate it. We'll try. And, I'm tired of carrying Kelly, but we're working on it. No, but...
Viking Herm carries a horse to water and makes him drink it.
He does.
And then beats it to death.
Then beats it. Hurd, Dylan, I don't know. I don't think Hurd, you're right, though. I don't think Hurd's this big knockout puncher, but I think he's an attrition puncher. He wears you out by just keep beating and beating on you.
And he gets stronger. He picks it up each round. He plays it right. He starts off early rounds. He leans on you. And then, they said, even the commentators, by the fourth round, he's throwing more punches and he's tiring you out. Now, that was my point, though.
Yeah.
And that's good for him because of his size at junior middleweight.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that he cannot be a middleweight. I just said it's going to be a little tougher for him and his style when you start fighting guys like Danny Jacobs, who's 6'1" and has been fighting at middleweight, and his body is, evolved around that weight.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
I agree.
What is Viking Herm's weapon of choice for hunting?
His dick.
If it isn't a desert eagle or a attack chopper, usually it's just his fists. Viking Herm prefers to eat the deer before the deer hits the ground.
Jarrett cutting to 154 would be like Kelly cutting to 168 now. Well, Cameron, I don't think it's really hurting him right now to cut.
That's what I'm saying.
He's an athletic guy, man.
He throws that to be able to throw that many punches. He ain't. When I fought Martinez, I hit a wall. Hurd ain't hitting walls, man. He's strong. But the only concern is one fight though that may show up for him too, because reality is reality. He's a 6'1" big dude who's fighting at 154. One fight, it is going to show up where he's going to have to make the weight, or he may say, "Screw it, I'm going to come in a pound or two heavy." But that's still going to be a fight where, you know, if you don't make that choice to go to middleweight, that is going to hit him at 154 because he's going to get older and he's that big, and then it could screw him in the fight.
Cameron says he needs to give Nicholas Walters his axe back. No, Nick Walters lost that axe when he fought Lomachenko and quit. He don't get an axe back. Fuck him.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know.
Why did Roger say Viking not funny?
Roger Foley?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
Viking Herm's probably one of the funniest people around.
Viking Herm's funnier than we are.
And the toughest.
Hey, Roger, you're lucky you're not a damn horse.
Oh, damn.
Don't be angry. He's named after a military call sign.
Haircut.
Nick Walters versus Tank would be a good fight if Walters got active. You know what though? I don't think Walters can make that weight anymore. Walters a big guy. He's a 135, 140er now.
That's one fight where I'd actually my favorite Walters in.
It depends what Walters. You know, I don't know what Lomachenko took out of him. You know what I mean? But Walters is big. Roger said, "Okay, that was funny." Yeah, I knew you would come around, Roger. I knew you would see it. But no, I don't know, man. This whole fucking month of boxing's fucking gonna be amazing. I think it's gonna be pretty dead after this. But what do you? Hey guys, let me ask you this: what do you guys think about Roman and Burchell coming in November? I believe that's what I want to know. I'm looking forward to is Roman and Burchell. Roman. That's going to be a big one. I don't know. Our boy Rudy. Rudy likes me more than you too, by the way.
Because he had to deal with you. He had to.
I don't know if he likes me more, but the thing.
Probably threw yourself at him, and he just like took you in.
Like I was homeless.
Guided you. No, not like that. It's like took you under his wing. You probably were like that one little kid that really wanted to learn the boxing game and everything else, and he was probably like, "Come on, man, I got you."
Man, I was already boxing by that time.
And then, I know, but I'm just saying that he taught you some of the training tricks, and then it came to a point where he was like, he met Kelly Pavlik, and he's like, "I like that kid. He's really cool, and he's, you know, he does his own thing, and I ain't gotta fucking deal with him all the time, and I like him." I think Rudy likes me.
I think so.
A lot more.
I should told Robert not to even fuck with you.
Okay.
I told Robert not even to fuck with you. Don't sign, Kelly. Are you crazy?
You don't understand the headaches you're gonna have, Robert.
You don't understand. How about the Jose Ramirez? I like Jose. That's going to be a good card. I like Jose. I think Jose's done well with Robert Garcia. Wouldn't like to put money on their fight. Nobody knows what Roman has left. You know, with a record like 47-12, we don't know, but Roman really laid it out there on the line last fight in Dallas. James is 5 years old.
It's tough. I mean, it's going to be a fun fight no matter what the outcome is.
No matter what. I mean, can't go wrong with it. They both like to punch, you know?
James was 5 years old back then. But
even
boxing.
Guys,
oh, fuck.
I had my first amateur fight in 1987. And my last fight was 2002. That's 6 years. Is it? That's Kelly. That's six.
Okay, we gotta let him go now.
That's 6 years I've been fighting.
Broner was on him.
I lost in 2000.
I got a question. How the fuck does Broner pick on somebody though?
I got a bigger question. How the fuck does Tank when he was more fucked up than the rest of them? And how does Easter?
Hey, I'm not the best fucking speaker by no means, but Javante got no business talking about anybody.
No, but you know what made me laugh thinking about that? Have you noticed 3/4 of that group all got their ass kicked by Mikey?
Exactly.
I wouldn't want to say shit because, you know what I mean? Like, hey, you know, guys, I'm going to call your dad. You can't call my dad. I'm going to call Mikey.
Yeah.
I'm going to have Mikey come down and discipline all you fucks. You know what I mean? But, I mean, and then what? And then you got Spence said, I'm not fighting right now. So that's just as bad. Like, hey.
Yeah.
But another thing too, guys, I'm going to bring it up too. there is so much fucking media out there these days that are so fucking biased. Now, look, we love Mikey, but we're not blind to the fact if he fights Errol, has the advantage. We're not blind to that, right? We've stated that. Errol's the bigger fighter. But you have pages and shows where these motherfuckers ride dick like, my God. You can't say
it's so obvious.
Yeah, you can't say shit about Earl Spence. Right? Earl Spence. Because if you make a comment, that motherfucker loses his mind. If you say anything about Crawford, because they hate Crawford, if you say about Tank, anybody that's ever offended somebody on a media show, they lose their fucking minds. Bro, I got cussed out by Evander Holyfield. He called me at my fucking house. Does that take away from the fact that I think Evander's a fucking all-time great? Absolutely fucking not.
You didn't say that day, though. You said that he got lucky all of his careers and he would have been better off if he stayed at middleweight.
I did say it. If he was light heavyweight and if he was lightweight in 1987.
And Evander Holyfield, if you're listening,
I didn't say
that. James said he wished he had that other ear to bite on.
Yeah, I sure the fuck would. I'd bite that motherfucker's
No,
head.
but James, you're 100% right. All kidding aside, like another thing on the show is that's bad. If you are biased towards a fighter, that's great, and if you want a guy to win, that's great. For instance, there's a fight out there right now, and I'm really a big fan of the guy. Let's use Gotti Mayweather. I was friends with Gotti, and I really wanted Gotti to win, but
because he's your friend.
Yeah, but now, if I would have said that Gotti's going to beat Mayweather and probably stop him, then I should not be allowed to put a pair of boxing gloves on or go anywhere. It never should be allowed to watch a boxing match again. I mean, people are so biased that they actually go to that point of it. You know what I mean? Like where they sound stupid as shit. That's my point on it. Thanks for listening.
Broner said that if Loma was beating Tank, he and Easter would jump in. Let me tell you something about that. I know Team Lomachenko. I know Team Lomachenko, their family, right? Team Lomachenko. And let me tell you what, if Tank and Broner or Easter and Broner jumped into that fight, they would be carried out in an ambulance that night. Because Lomachenko, those motherfuckers roll with thugs. They roll goons, man.
Probably might have even been inside. It might have been ugly outside.
It would have been ugly outside, too. Am I lying? Hey.
Yeah, Matrix.
Let me ask you this. How many motherfuckers in that Russian mob are sitting in that fucking audience?
That's what I'm saying. Or if they did win the fight, they may have won the battle, but they weren't going to win the war.
You're not winning the war. You're leaving out of there on a
You'd have
fucking
been hearing
ambulance.
like Gervonta Davis broke his leg running in the park, and you would have heard like
Easter,
yeah.
guard again. What Mikey did to him?
Easter went on vacation. Nobody still heard from him.
What Mikey did to him would have been a vacation compared to what some of these dudes would do. Let me tell you what. You jump in that ring when you
Russian mob ain't no joke.
No, bro. You mean you guys did not pick McGregor over Mayweather? You know what? No, we really didn't. You know, it was tempting. It was tempting with all that box experience McGregor had. But I think I had to contain myself. What about you, Kelly? But
new fight McGregor Alvarez. I think that's going to be ugly.
Sergio said, "Is it racial ethnic driven in boxing?" Absolutely, absolutely, man. Boxing is very racially driven, and it's sad.
But at the same time, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it if you're going to go as far as to this point now. When I say that, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, by like when you got a Mexican fighter fighting, and you got, of course, you're going to have the Mexican fans. You know, that's one way of looking at it. I mean, they're going to be there. They're going to have the flag. They're going to cheer for.
But you have to have common sense.
Yeah, but when you start getting into like off of that, when you get into other fighters. It is, and
you have to have common sense. I mean, you know, it kind of just throws me off. I'm not going to say names, but maybe you can tell a story. Kelly, you were in a meeting with a promotional company. I'm not going to say which one, but you were in correct me if I'm wrong or I'm not telling the story right. You know what I mean? But you were in a meeting with a famous promotional company, and they told you, we will never put a white fighter from the Midwest on.
Fuck it, I don't give a shit. No, you're 100% right, and I'm glad you brought it up.
How did it go?
It wasn't a promotional company, but I'm not going to say who it was, but it was a very big influence in boxing.
Yes.
Said that they will not invest in a white fighter from the Midwest.
Talking about that you would never be on a main event.
This was undefeated, like 20-0, with probably at that time 17 or 18 knockouts.
Yes.
And that's why it took me so long to get on a big network like Showtime or HBO.
That is not fucking true, because I saw you on the Versus Network, and that's a big fucking network, Kelly.
Yeah. That's like,
You were on the Versus Network.
I was
I
twice.
watched that fight. I said, I know that fucking dude. And everybody, I watched, you know what? I watched that.
I got on the Spanish channel more than anybody.
Oh, I know. But I watched you on AFN in Iraq one time, and I said, I know him, and everybody said, no, you don't. I'm like, motherfucker.
I ain't gonna lie. Go back, watch the Robert DeSoyan fight.
Yeah.
I lived in a tanning bed. I was like, fuck, man, I'm gonna get a good sponsor. I even grew the mustache. I had it rolled like a line going across. I was like, I'm honest, and the Mexican fans liked me a lot. And
You know the
I
funny,
was like, I'm getting fucking signed by Telefutura.
dude, you know what? The funniest thing about that is this.
Telemundo.
You spoke more Spanish than Danny Garcia.
This is true.
He said, get. Danny Garcia, fuck, man.
I have a little bit of the Italian part too.
You do?
But yeah, no, I really did, man. I tanned, man. I was like, fuck yeah. I even tried dyeing my hair black and all that shit, man. Like, well, it's dark as it is, but I was like, I'm getting signed by fucking Tecate or fucking Corona, man. Fuck
I'm
this.
going to be on El Golpe. I'm going to be on El Boxeo.
I'm gonna get on like the fucking Spanish soap opera.
Sábado Gigante.
Yep.
I'm going to be on Chespirito next week. Chapulín Pablaco.
I was on this. I fought on the Spanish channel a lot.
You look-
Univision and Telemundo.
You look like O'Sullivan. That's what he said.
Sergio, you're just jealous.
I'm not a fan of his politics today. But you know what, though? It's so obvious, though. Like, you get these fucking media guys, and they get on there, and they run these fighters in the ground just because these fighters have said something back. It's fucking ridiculous. You know what? Ellie Seckback gave me and Kelly the best fucking advice. I don't know. It was the best advice when it comes to a show. Whether somebody loves you or they fucking hate you, they're still watching, right?
This is true.
This is true. And you know what? If they're still watching, it's still paying the bills. Right, Viking Herm? And that's the truth, man.
Thanks,
There's a
Sergio.
lot of people that really dislike Viking Herm, and there's a lot of people that love Viking Herm. Roger, I wish we could have a common agreement that you would like me more, and you don't like my jokes. But I guess at the end of the day, I still don't give a shit because people still love me.
I'll tell you what, we're gonna make a Viking baby. You keep breathing on my neck like that.
Victor says us Mexicans love Kelly, and they do love you.
Yeah, and I love them.
In Oxnard,
And that's for true.
did you tell him why you have to quit partying with them?
Why?
Because you were there for 3 fucking days?
Yeah, no, it was not 3 days.
Kelly go party, and then he wouldn't leave for 3 fucking days. He'd be crawling out of there because they won't let him leave. Kelly, no. It's party time. It's party time.
I'll tell you what, though, man, they're a little shiesty. I mean, 2 days, we're all laughing, having a great time. As soon as I see, like, if there was, like, a pretty woman, I'd be like, she's pretty. They all wanted to fucking shank me.
Do they really?
They all start pulling their socks up to their knees, and, nah.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I just think, I kind of just wish that people would be more fucking, stop being idiots. You have these guys that have these shows, they film the shit, and then they talk about their relevance. Oh, we're so relevant. We have the best show. I don't give a fuck if your show is better than mine. I don't give a fuck if my show is better than yours. I don't give a fuck. We don't put the show
Oh,
up.
it is. But going back on it, so it's so obvious. You know what I mean?
But I personally don't give a fuck. Do you?
No.
I said, we do a show because we put the information out there, and that's all we do.
Yeah, and we have fun talking. And believe it or not, besides when James gets really mad at everybody's opinion,
I do.
I fucking I think it's great. I like to see other people's opinions and everything else. I got the leash on James a little bit though. I pulled back. He wants to tear into, but
I haven't been as bad.
No, you've been good.
No, but look.
Hold on. Sorry,
Oh, go
Cameron.
ahead.
Kelly's on the Mexican meat. Again, Cameron, I'll tell you the reason why I'm on the Mexican meat. Going back to that Telemundo and Univision fights and everything, I did get an endorsement through a meat distributor in Mexico, and that's to the day I reap the benefits of it. I can't lie about that, and I have noticed that I've put on some mass.
Greatest fucking tacos on the planet.
Yeah, and then the belly, of course, that's from dairy products here, but yeah.
But going back, I made the comment of this. I said, look, man. I said, you guys say what you want. You can say your show's better than our show, because I don't care. But what I will say is our show the show that we have, there's hardly any more shows out there with the experience this show has. What did we total up the other day? 320 amateur fights, 7 national titles, 42 professional fights, and 3 professional world championships, right? Yeah. That's a big fucking resume.
That's mainly all me, though.
Not the national titles.
Well, we're split.
We're split on the. I have 4.
Oh, you got 4?
4. You have 3. But I had more fights. Amateur fights. But yeah.
It's a lot of experience. I was fucking around.
No, you just fucking been a dick again. I'm just gonna fucking sit over here and not say shit.
Thanks, Cameron. I appreciate that. I'm working on it.
No, but I'm serious though. We had 320 amateur fights, 7 national titles, 42 professional fights, and fucking 3 world championships. And that's a fucking big resume for any show. Yeah. But if somebody show,
and then not only that though, I mean the biggest thing is you can even take that and push that to the side because I mean that's a big factor. But the connects that we got too. I mean, that's a big thing. But again, and it's not a penis measuring contest.
It's not. But
you know, like what we're saying is we have the information and knowledge, and we're not competing against any other show. As I was trying to say earlier, joking around. Like, we just like to get on there and talk boxing. I mean, that's really it.
That's why we do it.
We're not trying to compete. And you don't see us on our punchline page or our personal page stating that we are the best show in boxing. We never said that.
Chris Otto said, seen so many like that. That idiot from the 214 is the worst. Mr. IOTBA utter bill.
Yeah, we didn't say
I was scrolling my articles.
That's all I want to do this.
Shit. But I need you cats in Miami when I hit South Beach. Hey, if you're paying for the flight, Sergio, we're going.
Miami.
You know what? You always call somebody out when they say they want you here in Miami or somewhere. Say, pay for the flight, motherfucker. Yeah. We'll be there.
Book it.
Book the flight. We'll be there.
I'll inbox you all the information. Justin, you going? Yeah. Well, Justin, you know all about Miami.
Holy shit. Melissa, why would you do this?
You know Miami inside out.
Melissa asked a question for me, Kelly. You get all the questions. I don't ever get a fucking question. James, as a military veteran, what do you think about Nike and Colin
Melissa,
Kaepernick?
why are you trying to get this turn this into something that we stay away from?
I'll answer it. I'll answer it. I love Melissa.
I love Melissa too, but I'm just asking. I
think it's important. It's a question she has. She doesn't know the answer to. As a military veteran, I believe the ultimate respect of being an American is being able to express yourself freely in this country. Even if we don't like it as citizens, it's still your right to protest, good, bad, or indifferent. That's the right that people fought and died for. That's the right that I fought for, was to give people the freedom to decide. I don't have to like it. I don't have to agree with it, but it is what it is. And Colin Kaepernick, if that's what he sees fit to do, then that's what he sees it fit to do. But also on the same token is, that whole kneeling thing, that was a special forces soldier that told him to kneel. That was his way of, he said it was better than just sitting, was to kneel. Like I said, I'm not a very political guy, and I don't talk politics a lot because I'll come out stupid if I do speak on politics. But I think the ultimate sign of being an American is being accepting of everybody and being able to. Okay. Okay. Yes. Well, here comes the Republican.
Fuck yeah.
But no. But being able, it's not disrespecting the military. I think disrespecting the military would be not allowing a right.
Yeah, if your other vets are behind him too, no matter if it's split or not,
I agree with everything that you just said. But with Colin Kaepernick, what pisses me off, and I think what
speak up. They can't hear you. They're saying.
Oh, what I think pisses a lot of people off, and it has nothing to do with the politics behind it.
Yeah.
It's that the timing of when he did it. When he chose to do this, he was already losing his job. He was gone and out. He was sitting the bench. He had two horrible seasons. And the kid's always been a spoiled kid, okay? This kid didn't grow up on the streets. This kid comes from a prominent, wealthy family, okay? Now, if anybody else, if any of the top 200 NFL players at the time...
You mean if Cleo Mack did it, it would be different?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It would legitimize what he's doing, because this is somebody that this is somebody that wanted attention, that just chose to bring it. The timing is... come on. The timing of a spoiled brat just trying to make something happen for him. And then Knight brings it back.
No,
2 years after.
Yeah,
that's
what
pisses me off.
I can also agree with you.
Everybody has the right to do Okay, just like you said, that's your right. But just him, in general, it's just disgusting.
You mean it was just a messenger?
A spoiled brat trying to make
So
something happen.
you're basically saying the messenger sucks, not the message.
Probably, or the movement would be a lot stronger if it was somebody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
somebody
a
else
prominent
that was running
starter,
it, yes.
or yeah.
Yeah, but even so, that's still his right. It cost him. People say he hasn't sacrificed. He has. I mean, he has. Maybe not sacrificed to what we sacrificed somebody else. You lose your fucking job and you don't get called back to a team because of that
Well, I
reason.
think that's where he's going
Yeah.
on, though. He may not have been starting anyway.
He
might
would have
not
got
lost
back
his
in the
job.
league. I mean, if there's some of these other motherfuckers get
I
back
don't
in the
think he
league.
was good back then. Yeah, but like you're saying, or like that guy who just got signed with the Raiders. Get a guy like that,
Chris said,
a big name.
Chris said, 100% agree with the faceless man. What do you know, Chris? You still fucking listen to the Queen. How do you fucking know?
You go, Chris.
No, Chris lives in England. What do you know? We ran you out of this country 3 times.
I love England. 2 of my cousins married English.
Back to boxing, please. Okay, Victor.
All right, Victor. But no, it's the truth. But no, I'm just fucking with Chris. I love Chris. He's great stuff. But
My knee.
hey, I got it.
I got arthritis.
You're old.
I is.
Which knee is it?
Oh, both.
Let me see. I'm gonna punch it. I'm gonna punch your knee.
Say, what are you, a doctor now?
I'm gonna punch your fucking knee. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, it looks
I'm not
a little
doctor.
flared.
They call me Dr. Payne. I'm Dr. Payne. I'm Dr. Steelfist. Not really. Dr. Hammerfist.
Get some work boots and go. Bobby, what part of this did you not understand? We were off of it.
Get some work boots. Oh, hey, Bobby, look. Let's be.
Hey, Bobby, I didn't get that $20 either.
You fucking.
Did you fucking send that to James?
You fucking lied, by the way.
The fuck? It actually cost me $23.50 to fucking ship that back to you. I'm losing.
It says, who gives a fuck? I get out work boots and get to work. I'm rocking Nike running shoes. And Chris says, you ain't running after anyone.
I still got boycotts. I'm wearing Nike shorts right now.
James reminds me of what we'd get if we morphed Robert Garcia with the roided up Arnold. Well, Robert is family, so it's possible. But
Viking Herm, I'm not a doctor, but I'll take a look.
no, but what I'm saying though is, and Bobby, what's up with the undercover racism? Like you're some kind of fucking CEO of a company yourself. Yeah, get your fucking work boots. You know what I mean?
The Shield Maidens, I let the Shield Maidens, I tell them, they call me Dr. Love.
You ever notice the guys, the people that are real passionate about this, that tell people to get their fucking work boots and stuff like that, are the biggest fucking assholes and hypocrites of the bunch? Not to say you are, Bobby, but you are probably. Get your fucking work boots and get back to work, motherfuckers. Oh,
Big
come on.
trucks and little dicks.
Get to work. We're tired of America supporting all of you motherfuckers.
Oh, you're welcome, Sergio. Thank you for tuning in, homie. Look at me like.
Oh yeah, but hey, let's hit up. You want to hit up Christine and her new show?
I don't got her number.
I do. Hey, how do we plug this in?
She didn't give it to me yet.
Yeah, she did.
Did she?
Yes,
Let me see. I might have
She
it.
gave it to you at the. I got it at the thing.
If I got it, I'm gonna text her all the time and be like,
Hey,
Why
do fans dismiss a good fighter after losing and being undefeated? As soon as a fighter loses, why do they do that, Kelly?
Say who?
Victor, why do fans dismiss a good fighter after losing and become undefeated?
They always do.
Victor, it's because they do that. It's because fans and media people are fickle and they go after the next best thing. They can't, if they accept a loss, they're gonna. Oh, these people are losers all of a sudden. It's fucking bullshit, man.
Okay, give me the digits.
Okay. You want to say it loud so everybody can call her?
Absolutely.
Come on, fuck yeah. Let me see here. Christine. Okay. It is 214. No. Yeah. There.
7.
You go. Yep. All right, guys. We are calling Christine Lopez. She is actually one of the bigger cut women in the sport out of Dallas, Texas. Out of the 214. And she trains a whole shit ton of people. She's a really good trainer, her and her husband. But she has her own show now, and we kind of wanted to support her on her show. So, yeah, turn that shit up. There it is.
Hello.
Christine,
Hey.
you up on the punchline with Kelly Pavlik and James Dominguez.
Yeah.
How are y'all doing?
Super, thanks for asking.
Well, good.
Nothing.
I was just, you know what? I was watching the show,
Yeah.
and then
Can't find a reason why
one of
you
my
wouldn't.
friends, I have a contact at the press conference, and the stuff that's going on in Vegas, and she just sent me all these pictures. So I'm trying to upload them and watch the show, and it's impossible. So I had to stop watching the show.
Oh.
Well, actually, it should be the last option.
Yes.
I know, right?
Yes. Short of somebody dying, you don't need to be turning this show off.
Absolutely
I
not.
know. I was just like so conflicted. It was horrible.
That's not going to get us anywhere.
That's not going to fly, Christine.
Gosh, forgive me.
That's
I'm
all right.
going to confession on Saturday.
So we bring you on, we shout the show out, and you say, but I'm not gonna watch you guys because I'm from Dallas, and we all know we're one-sided in Dallas.
Yeah, and we got the best show.
Oh my God.
In that
God.
2-1 foe
Scrolling through my articles.
articles.
That's my area code. 214. That's my area code.
Kelly, what'd you just say? You were scrolling your articles.
Scrolling my articles.
And did you see my articles? Did you see In the Ring with Christine in your articles?
We did, and we were gonna, and for those who don't know, there's a new show with Christine Lopez. It's called In the Ring with Christine Lopez, obviously.
Yes.
And tell us about the show.
Well, you know what? We're just getting started. We're on all the social media sites. You know, we're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram. We have a YouTube channel, and we're also on SoundCloud. We're just getting started, and then next month we're going to have our episodes as well. We're in the works of filming some great shows. But we're also going to have some services for boxers, promoters, and also gyms. So we're just really excited. I have a great team. I'm working with a great guy, Jay Gonzo, another great guy, Walter Johnson.
So you're working with a purple Muppet with a big nose, Gonzo?
No.
Never Muppet babies?
No, not that Gonzo.
Oh, shit. I was going to say, this show just got even more badass. He had him and Camilla.
Right? Yeah, exactly. No, he's funny, though. He's funny. But yeah,
is he funny like me and Kelly?
But nobody's sticking their hand up his rear end, you know, to make a move.
Yet.
I'll be honest with you. That last host you had, somebody need to stick their hand up her rear because she's a fucking moron.
Oh, God. Ouch.
Oh my God. James, I love you. I love you. You're amazing. I don't even know what I would do if you were in my life. It's like I try to
Ruin your fucking life. He's going to end up getting me a fucking hell of a fucking little suit.
No, not to say she's a moron.
I try to keep things so calm and civilized, and it's just like, I'm just doing my thing, I'm just doing my thing.
Well, let me ask you this. I'm not going to get onto your former show before. I'm not going to give them any attention because that show is shitty. Them and their 6 fucking viewers. I'm not going to lie. It's shitty. It's a fucking shit show. And you were better than that in the beginning. You were better than that. And I've told you that multiple times that you could do so much better, that you were carrying a show, because
I appreciate
if them people on that show had another brain cell, they would have died of loneliness. But I don't give a
A for effort on that one. That was.
Kelly doesn't understand.
He gets better with him. He gets better with him.
Oh man, Kelly, you're a dick. No, but I was going to ask you. A lot of people don't understand that you have that you're a cut man, and you're a trainer, and you're one of the very few women in the sport that do it.
No. Excuse me. You must not have my picture up.
I do. Your picture's up.
No. You said I'm a cut man. Look at the picture. Do I look like a man? No, I'm a cut woman.
Since you have a top on, we can't verify that. You might have to send another picture.
Cut woman.
I'm sorry, you're a
there's
cut
dudes
woman.
with boobs too.
And
so.
your fighter, Alex, he fought Bivol, and I remember watching you in that fight.
Yes, Daniel Clarkson. Yes.
What did you remember watching in that fight that made Bivol what he is? You know what I mean? What is it about this kid?
One thing that I try to do, really is I really try to focus on my fighter whenever I'm working cuts because I have to make sure that they're okay. So it's like I kind of have tunnel vision and I make sure that they're okay. But during that fight, one thing that I noticed about that dude is like he is Bivol. He's a machine. Like there's something.
Those Russian auto injectors.
Mm-hmm.
And I really question what's running through his veins. I really do. And I'll say it. I don't care. The guy was subhuman. He really was.
We know what's running through his veins.
When he hit my guy went down and he looked at us, we were like, oh shit. Like,
your husband had told me, Garcia told me that when he went to the doctor, they thought he was in a car crash the next day.
Why?
Yeah,
He was beat so bad. They thought when he fought Bivol, they thought he was in a car crash.
Yeah.
That's not what normal men do. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's going on over there. I really don't.
No.
I don't know.
Oh, there's a lot of shit that goes on behind the Russian scenes that that the United States is not even up on yet. You know what I mean? That they're behind.
Oh yeah, I agree.
We are the United States right now. We are so behind sports science. We are 5 years behind the rest of the Europe.
So Christine,
science.
I agree.
was that like
I agree.
no pun intended when you said you don't know what's running through his veins, or was you saying?
No, she knows what she was saying.
Hey, you know what? It reminded me of what is that Rocky movie? It's like
Rocky.
It just reminded me of
4.
that whatever was it 4?
Yeah.
It reminded me of that Rocky movie.
Yeah.
I was just like, no, we're dealing with something here that's not
Natural.
normal. And it's not natural. All I ask is for an even playing field. Hey, and whatever you're doing, let us do it too, or let's just both not do it.
Yeah. I got a question
That's the way
too.
I feel.
What is your Canelo Triple G pick this week?
Don't tell my husband this because we always have we make these bets.
I don't want to know what the fucking payoff is on these.
Yeah, I can't tell you what we bet. But so we have these
Your gym.
We have these bets.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I told him that I was betting on Triple G and he's betting on Canelo. He said it's going to be a TKO. So I have to stick with Triple G. But I do believe that Canelo has gotten better and better each fight.
I agree.
And I do believe after Mayweather, he's gotten
It's hard
better.
enough picking a winner, let alone a knockout.
Yes, yeah, exactly. But you know what? Anything can happen. So don't tell him that I think that Canelo probably will win. But I'm still going to stick with Triple G because I can't admit that I think that Canelo might win.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. I mean, obviously, you wouldn't want it. That'd be a woman ever admitting that they're wrong. That never happens.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
right.
I got
and the funny thing is I'm going to be, I'm leaving for Mexico tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be with the Canelo fans. It's going to be so funny. But,
Yeah.
We're going to have a good time.
Hey, if you want any good meat down in Mexico, let me know. I could get the hookup down there.
Yeah, please do. I was actually going to text you later on about that.
Who, me?
Yeah, about the good meat in Mexico.
Well, you have
Absolutely.
you have Kelly's number now, so text him for the meat.
When I was signed by...
Excuse me, I've had Kelly's number.
I know.
It just came up Kelly Pavlik. Hello.
Yeah, well,
Right.
you got to text me because when I was fighting on Univision and Telemundo, I got the hookup through a distributor, meat distributor.
I'm definitely gonna call you.
Kelly's arms went from 16 to 20, right? In a week.
I'm gonna see if I can bring some of that meat back home.
Yeah. So
You have 10 kids. You have plenty of meat back home.
yeah.
Right? Definitely.
So, a lot of people don't realize that your sons are all fighters, and you had a son in the World Series of boxing, correct?
Yes, I did.
And
Christopher.
and then you have 2 that are professionals right now.
Yes, Jordan and DeAnthony. Yes.
Jordan, we know Jordan.
We know Jordan.
Jordan.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna check Jordan. Like he just kept tagging me, and I'm like, look, I'm watching the punchline right now with James and Kelly. Can you leave me alone? Like, really?
Yeah, tell him he needs to watch it.
He does.
He can look.
I'm telling you,
He watches his own episode with him when he was on it.
that guy is something else.
I got another question, Christine. I'm gonna put you on the spot a little bit. What the fuck is going on in Dallas? What is going on in Dallas? You got some of the biggest dick riding I have ever seen in Dallas right now. Errol can't do nothing wrong. Oh my God. This guy is going to beat the world. He's going to beat everybody. You know what I mean? And how does media like that, does it hurt real media out in your guys' area? Does it make you all look bad, or are you guys just okay?
You know, I think that boxing people are intelligent enough to know that they can judge each media outlet upon their own merit.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about everybody, and we give credit where credit is due. Mm-hmm. And if something happens, you know, whether it be negative or positive, we talk about it, and we try not to be biased. Yes, we love our hometown guys.
We love EJ and Virgil.
Which you should.
We do. But we also love, you know, our other fighters. We love our Virgils. You know, we love our John Veras.
Yeah.
You know, our you know, George Rincons and Alex Rincon. I mean, there's so many. We have so much talent here in Dallas. Yes. I mean, so Maurice Hooker, Daniel Clarkson, you know.
Yes.
So we talk about them all, and we praise them all, and so I think that people that have been in this business for as long as we have, and no, I haven't been in media but for 2 years, but I've been in the game for 18 years, and I've seen these world champions and these boxers come up.
6 years.
So I'm not just gonna.
What year did you start, Christine? What year did you say you started? 2000. In 2000 to 2018, that's 7 years.
7 years.
7 years.
Y'all are too funny. Too funny.
That's 7 years you've been in there.
Well, that's God's number, so that's a good year.
But also,
that's the year I turned pro.
That's the year, and I lost to 2004. But no, I lost then in 2000, but I turned pro in 2000. No, but let me ask you this. I know I'm going to put you on the spot again, but oh God, yeah, that's why you're here.
I know.
But you know what? Let me tell you something that I've learned. I know my advice don't mean shit, but I'm going to tell you, if you're honest, people are always going to respect you. They might not like you, but they'll respect you for your honesty. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And
no matter at what cost, even if it's a show.
Even if it's a show.
Oh my God, what are you going to ask me? I'm scared.
You're scared? Fuck.
If Errol Spence and Mikey Garcia were fighting next week, who would you pick and why? Mikey Garcia and Errol Spence are fighting next week. Who are you picking and why?
If they were fighting next week?
Mikey Garcia and Errol Spence. Now, we're assuming that Errol Spence isn't on the Henny.
Well, I was going to say, considering that Errol was just having a good time.
We're in a fantasy.
Out of a system
we're in a fantasy world right now where he's actually trained and Mikey's trained up, and they're going to fight. You know what I mean? And I want to know what you think. Who's going to win this motherfucking fight?
Okay, so fantasy fight, which we love in fantasy fights, James.
I know we do.
Fantasy fight. They're both in tip-top shape.
Yes.
There's no injuries, and
they're focused.
Their game.
They're focused.
You know, I'm gonna have to go with my guy, and
Mikey. I knew it.
I know that Mikey walks around heavy, and I know, and EJ walks around heavier than he is too. But I still believe that my guy is bigger.
Yeah.
Mike, taking nothing away from Mikey. Mikey is very elusive. He's crafty. He can work angles.
Yes.
But I just believe that those body shots. You know what, Mikey? I've seen Mikey avoid body shots. I have.
Yeah, he doesn't like to go. He doesn't like. That's his biggest weakness is the lack of body shots.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I've seen it. I have. But
I think she's saying he don't like getting hit in the body.
But today, right now, okay. I would just have to go with my guy today.
All right, I got one more fantasy matchup.
Okay.
Lomachenko versus Anthony Joshua.
I got Lomachenko by knockout.
I hate to put you on the spot.
Hey, you know what? I think I'm going to say Lomachenko. I'm going to say he's going to go for the knees and take him down and we're just going to get a UFC fight. What do you say?
I concur.
Well, hey, next week we got TJ. We have TJ Dillashaw, UFC champion, coming on.
Yeah, does your show get one of those?
You know what? I'm going to ask if I can borrow him when y'all are done with him.
No, we don't do that now.
Yes,
we don't do that.
Come
Okay.
on.
We like you. You got it. All right.
But wait a minute, your old co-host is dating a big UFC star.
Oh my God.
Hey, he's having bad luck right now. He's 0-3, but he got robbed.
Hey, he injured. He had a heart problem in the gym.
He had hurt feelings.
Hurt feelings.
I don't know.
Hey, when y'all coming back to Dallas?
When you pay for our airline ticket.
Okay, you know what? I'll pay for y'all's airline tickets and y'all buy dinner. We got a deal.
That's fair.
Fair enough.
So
Okay, let's do it.
tell us this, Christine. What
Okay.
day and time is your show, and where can people find it?
Okay, so right now, we're working on that right now. We're thinking about Sundays at 6 o'clock. No, I'm just kidding.
Ooh.
I'm just kidding. Actually, we're gonna do different things daily at different times, and I'm gonna be posting that for at the end of the month for next month. It's gonna be really exciting. It's like something that nobody's doing right now.
All right.
But I will definitely let you know, and you'll have to have me back on, and y'all are gonna definitely have to come on my show.
Oh,
yeah,
we will.
Oh, for sure. And let us know, too, so that way you always share our show. We would love to help you out and share it, too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
share
Thank
yours.
you.
Of course.
Thank you.
So-
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You scratch our
Thank
back, we
you.
scratch yours, and you're
Of
cool as hell.
course.
The thing
Thank
is,
you.
my
You don't
back's
have
located
nothing
on my
but love
cock.
and respect for y'all.
Same here.
Y'all are the best.
You too. And we will
Y'all
talk.
are the best. Y'all are number one.
And-
But mainly me, right, Christine? Mainly me.
Christine, who do you like better, me or Kelly? Be honest.
Mainly me.
Come on, tell the truth, Christine.
I'm nicer.
Well, I like y'all. I like y'all differently for different reasons. For
What-
different things.
What's my qualities?
Then he was the world champion.
Yeah.
Right?
That's okay. You don't have to answer it. It's fine. We're just messing around.
Yeah.
But
We've been doing this the whole show.
Yeah, we've been doing it on the show. Yeah. Anytime you want to come on, you're welcome to come back on, and we appreciate you.
Thank
And
you.
we love
Yeah.
you. And we'll
I
talk to you soon.
appreciate you.
Yeah. And
Thank y'all so much.
best of luck with that. And like I said, we'll try to help out as much as we can, too. Not that you'll need all the
Thank
help.
you.
And don't eat that meat
I
in
appreciate
Mexico
that.
tomorrow.
Oh, it's good
Right,
meat.
no meat.
This guy does
My
well.
husband said the same thing. My cousin said the same thing. He's not going with me. I was like, all right.
Christine's going to come back with muscles and running 5 miles in 30 minutes because she's been eating Mexican meat.
Bench pressing Viking Herm.
Bench pressing Viking Herm and his car.
Oh my gosh, right?
But but we love having you on, and we'd love to have you on anytime you want to come on.
Thanks, guys.
You're welcome.
All right.
Good night.
And I'll
You
talk
too.
to you soon.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
And that, guys, is Christine Lopez and her show In the Ring. Give it a listen to. She's really interesting, and like I said, she has a big background in boxing, and she knows firsthand of a lot of these fighters that are fighting. Like I said, all her sons have fought, and her first cousin was world champion Jesse Benavides, who is like fucking amazing fighter. So she has a background in the sport. But hey, before we get off here, I want to ask you. You know we hate fantasy fights, right? But on Jeff Mayweather's show, they had this fantasy fight I wanted to ask you about. We talked about this, right? All right, guys, pay attention to this shit because I want your guys' input. Who wins? Vasil Lomachenko at 130 or Julio Cesar Chavez at 130? Come on, guys. Chavez at 130 against Lomachenko at 130. Now, these are both prime fighters. Before you say anything, Kelly, who do you think?
God. That's tough, man.
It really is.
All right, I'm going to have to go because everybody says it, and they go against Lomachenko, and he ends up embarrassing people.
Yes.
And to me, Chavez, that body attack, but I don't think that he will get to Lomachenko's body. The footwork of Lomachenko, I think. Chavez had good footwork. He placed his feet right, but I just think it was too slow compared to a Mikey Garcia, a Lomachenko. And I just see Lomachenko battering him.
Dylan, 15-round fight because it's when he was 130. So yeah, 15 rounds.
Definitely even more Lomachenko. You guys can't go on that with saying Chavez conditioning.
No, Chavez had great conditioning. But what I'm going to say though on that though, Chavez hit really hard, and he hit a lot harder than most of the guys that Lomachenko's ever fought.
Absolutely, that's what makes it tough. I mean, but again,
Could Lomachenko hurt Chavez though?
No, but he could pepper the shit out of him.
Yeah.
Cuts come into play. Okay, and also, I mean, do you really think Lomachenko? How many body shots in a row do you think he's going to land on Lomachenko?
True, you're right. I'm not. I have no idea. This is one fight where and I hate fantasy fights, but this fight was worth talking about. There was 2 of them that hit me.
Yeah, Esteban, but again, the Lomachenko was the second pro fight. I don't know if you guys understand, but fighting 12 rounds in your second pro fight for a world title is next to impossible. That's why with most guys coming up, they start off 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12 for a reason. That's why guys like Gervonta Davis, who got all the skills, was brought up and has not fought nowhere near the comp that Loma has in 4 pro fights when Loma had it. So this is all the shit that you really have to break down into this fight. We're talking about Lomachenko now, who has fought 7 world champions and 2 pound for pound
And
top
that's the
guys.
thing that people don't realize. Lomachenko's had 12 fights, and he's fought 7 world champions.
And 2 of them were in a pound for pound and in
Ratings.
3 different weight classes.
And he fucked Gary Russell's world up.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's why it makes it so tough. Listen, Chavez, I think, is
One of the greatest.
one of the greatest in his body work, but you're talking about guys that were kind of there to be hit. And even if they weren't, not too many moved like Lomachenko. Again, you can't even go on a conditioning part because of the conditioning that Lomachenko's in. And at that point, by the time that he does start picking up on Lomachenko, how many rounds ahead is Lomachenko?
I think Lomachenko may have the best conditioning in boxing. I think he has the best conditioning
That's
coach.
what I'm saying.
Lomachenko has the best conditioning team in boxing.
So I think it comes down to a close fight, in my opinion. Close fight. I see Lomachenko like first 5 or 6 rounds, maybe 8 rounds. And now this is a 15-round fight. And then I see maybe from like 10, the last 5 rounds, I see Chavez still with Lomachenko winning some of those later rounds.
Esteban's making shit more complicated than it has to be. Does the Loma have the same massive amount of fights? Yes. It's no different. They're just fighting at 130. There's
just Lomachenko now at his where he's at
130, at Chavez at 130.
Yeah.
That's it. And they were in their prime. At
Lomachenko, yeah, what 12 pro where he's at now, 12 pro fights.
No, at 130 he only had, whatever, 7.
Okay.
But
But still,
8, 9. But I don't.
He fought Gary Russell and guys like
He
that.
fucked Gary Russell up. Okay, now I got one more for you. Oscar De La Hoya at 130 against Lomachenko at 130.
Ooh.
I got Oscar
De La
just
Hoya.
on size. His size alone.
De La Hoya.
And people don't give Oscar a lot of credit. They don't. Because they think of everything Oscar's done and been there.
5'10".
But that motherfucker was an animal
He
at
was
130.
5'10".
At least.
He stayed on. When you came in, he went to the back. He had very good footwork himself, speed, fast enough to also use his height to an advantage against Lomachenko. A beautiful jab.
Dylan says Chavez didn't have a lot of good of opponents. Are you fucking serious, Dylan?
Well, not early on, he didn't.
No, but
He didn't.
dude, how many world champions did he beat?
After
He had a lot of great fucking opponents. He fought about 45 good guys, man, in that time.
What are you talking about at that point where they were going to fight at 130?
He still fought your Rosarios. You know what I mean? He still fought guys like your Rosarios and some of these other guys. Martinez, a lot of these guys that were fucking really good.
Well, I don't think power would have anything to do at that point, Esteban.
I don't think De La Hoya could load up enough to catch him.
Exactly. I just think that he boxes him, keeps him on the outside of the punch. He makes the right moves.
And I've said this before, and I've said it. A lot of people can talk shit on Oscar, but he never turned down a fight. You never heard Oscar duck a fight.
Well, absolutely not. But Mayweather didn't either.
No.
So I mean, you're talking about 2 great resumes, but again, going on that, I'm thinking about it. What Esteban is saying, De La Hoya had an amazing left hook.
Yes.
And for Lomachenko, he's going to have to reach to try to get to the head on a 5'10" De La Hoya
With a 74-inch reach.
Yeah, and that quick left hook that De La Hoya had may have found its spot too. So that's not. I guess it's not out of the question. He had a beautiful left hook.
Well, I think on the night that Oscar beat Chavez. Well, let's be fair. Chavez was pretty old.
Past prime.
But
See, my God, Signorani was beating him 2 or 3 rounds.
Yeah,
after.
but that night that De La Hoya fought him, I think De La Hoya could have beat anybody in the world at that night. I think he was the best he's ever been at that particular night. That was the night he peaked. And it wasn't beating him, it was the way he beat him.
Exactly.
Every punch, he cut him open on every single punch. And nobody did that to Chavez.
Okay, I guess you know what? Listen, I think one comparison that we could do, and Kevin made a good point on this.
Yeah.
De La Hoya wins a 12-round decision in a fight that would be spun into a trilogy.
Yes.
I absolutely agree with that.
And I think Lomachenko
almost,
would win one of them too.
let's do the closest comparison that we could do. Whitaker, De La Hoya.
Yes. And I had Whitaker winning that fight, man.
I had De La Hoya win that one.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
I think I had Whitaker
Close,
up by a,
very
I think
close.
I had Whitaker up by a round.
Yeah, but I had De La Hoya just for a little more aggressiveness.
Yeah.
But still, one of the fights that if you gave it to Pernell Whitaker, you can't get mad at it.
No.
I think that's a fun way to compare it.
Yeah, it's true. But I think, but I think Lomachenko is a much better fighter than Whitaker. Let me tell you why before people lose their fucking minds, guys. Because I know people are like, what the fuck are you talking about? Whitaker's a Hall of Fame. Okay, listen. Whitaker had a great defense, and we'll wait for Kelly to weigh in on this too. Whitaker had a great defense, an amazing
Say
defense.
what you're going to say.
But
He moved.
when he moved out of the way, he was always out of position to counter. He could never counter because Whitaker moved himself out of position. And what do you think, Kelly?
He did. He was too far away to counter. He did sometimes, but most of the time he moved out too far away and then had to reset.
When Lomachenko makes you miss, you're going to get hit. And Simon says, you want to read that, what Simon said about
De La Hoya's hunger for that Chavez fight was like I'd never seen. And I was around Julio in those days.
Yep. What about the one about the amateurs? See the one go up a couple more. Oscar in the amateurs, I first saw him on USA versus Cuba Showcase. Was impressed with Oscar. That one. Do you see it?
No, I didn't.
Go a few more up from what you were just read.
Who's it by?
Simon.
Watch Oscar's. Oh yeah, watch Oscar in the amateurs. I first saw him on USA versus Cuba Showcase and was impressed with Oscar's accuracy. It was bad. I mean, he got a gold medal.
Pac-Man versus Chavez. I would have to take Chavez over Pac-Man. Pac-Man lunging in, he would get caught.
We're gonna be getting ready to wrap up here pretty soon. You got anything you want to say, Viking Herm? These are all good though.
Loma is more focused on offense and in blending his defense. And it's true. You're absolutely right, Kevin. He just has a great mixture of both. Who do you guys think won out of Chavez and Sweet Pea? Oh, I think Sweet Pea won that fight. I think Chavez, he was robbed with that draw. I think Sweet Pea beat him.
Go ahead.
No, I got nothing. I just thought you wanted me to be in here.
Why
I thought
not?
you guys missed me.
Yeah, we
We
do.
do.
I mean,
I miss your scent.
Kelly,
It's been an hour since I've been called upon from
Kelly-
Valhalla.
Jude wants to know Chavez or Pryor. I would take Chavez.
Well, I want to hit the Pac-Man Chavez.
Okay.
Chavez.
I got Chavez.
If anything, you know, the what fights the trilogy that he had with Marquez. That, you know, I kind of Chavez is kind of, you know, he was a good counter puncher and lethal. I definitely have Chavez in that one. Chavez Pryor, holy shit toast. I don't even care who wins that one. I would just love to watch it.
Yeah, somebody would be losing another eye.
Yeah, somebody would have had kidneys laying somewhere.
You know the thing,
Liver.
I would take Chavez over Pryor, but it wouldn't be easy. I think Chavez would have to fight his ass off for that.
I don't even know, man. That's just, wow, that's a good one.
It is. I mean, and DeAnthony's on, Christine's son, and
Kevin
DeAnthony.
Kane,
Awesome.
Viking Herm, what up, though?
What's up?
Greetings.
But no, guys, like, we don't do these fantasy fights very often, but I saw them on Jeff Mayweather's page, and that fight actually stopped me for a second, made me think. And I called Kelly up about 1 a.m. Was it 1?
Yeah, it was, and I was laying there trying not to wake anybody up next to me, and
It was that important, Kelly.
was.
That was important shit. That was not like, hey, Kelly, are you?
I thought Gabby had you by like the ankle and was it by the throat? And
It was her birthday yesterday.
Going,
No, but it wasn't like, hey, are you working out tomorrow? No, that was some important shit. Who'd win that fight? Because if I don't have an answer, I know you will.
yeah.
What is Viking Herm's pet? Women, right?
No. I do have a pet in Norway.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a horse.
Is it a
Glasgow?
Clydesdale?
No. No Clydesdale.
Is it a
It's,
quarter horse?
No, not a quarter horse. It's
Is it an Arabian?
It's a mini pony, and his name is Sven. Sven the mini pony. That's a horse I don't beat or eat. I hope that cleared everything up.
Yes. it
Okay.
does.
Dylan, did you get your answer?
Yes. Dylan did get an answer. He has a mini pony named Sven. What color is he? Gold?
Well, they come in various colors.
I thought it was teal.
Yeah, well,
Manila. He's Manila color, like a folder.
he's very majestic. He breeded with a zebra, believe it or not.
Oh, he's spotted like a Dalmatian.
Yeah. Well, zebras are striped, but we were close.
No, because he had some of his moms and some of his dads, so you take the stripes out. And you
Yeah.
just put
Yeah.
spots.
It's not like a zebra and a cheetah breeded together, and it was a chebra.
A chebra.
A chebra, yeah. Although that would be pretty badass
Yeah,
for
sure.
Viking Herm.
Yeah, or a Zicha.
Did you ever get
Zicha
that-
would be pretty fucking awesome too.
Pet a liger.
Yes, a petaliger. Yes,
Have you?
it's like my favorite animal.
It
I
is.
draw them.
I love to pull in that.
I've seen a liger once or
Hey, guys.
Once or twice.
Hey, Jude is asking these fucking questions that's driving me crazy.
Pac-Man all day.
Pac-Man versus Sue. I'd have to take Pac-Man, but he's asking good fucking questions. That's the problem.
yeah.
But I got Pac-Man versus Sue.
Pac-Man.
Zoo was a strong guy, but that was about all you were going to get. Good punching, good, but yeah,
Pac-Man
I don't
him
think. Before he knocked out Zab Judah was whipping his ass. So
I remember watching a fight at my.
I remember the shock. I was shocked. Like, what the fuck? But I don't know, man. But hey, this has been a good show. I think we got somewhere.
We're gonna wrap it up.
Yeah, and I don't, and like I said, we're not talking bad about other shows, but we're just, I think the whole, kind of wrapping everything up. I think there's enough room in this business.
I think you got butthurt by the comment from the one dude.
Who?
Not you. Was that it? The IOTBA?
No, I didn't get butthurt about it. That wasn't really directed at me. I just
Flared your sphincter.
no, I didn't get butthurt. I think my thing is this. It's a clear. I want it to be a clear playing field. I don't want to just root for fighters because I like a fighter. Like I said, we love Mikey. We grew up with Mikey.
No,
we
I
know
agree. I know
but
exactly
I
where
got to
it comes
take
from.
Errol Spence, man. I mean, I'm not being fucking mean about it. But everybody's
On that. No, I know what you're saying. The bias.
and the dumb shit. No, I don't care what that dude says, man. He has his own show. He does his own thing, and we do ours. Our show don't even do what he
I think
does.
you put him in his place a little bit.
I did because I asked him if he was his fucking PR agent. You know what I mean?
Oh, Jude, what up? Yeah, Roger used to take me to that
Yeah.
barbershop with you, man.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Those good times and they're good chats, man. Oh, yeah, we had a good chat there, right? Hey, Jude, I forget which one it was. Was it Camacho and, did we talk about Camacho and somebody? Oh, man, who was it? Oh, he might remember. We had a big car with me, him, and Roger,
Oh God.
and the guys.
Scott says Viking Herm's pet is a lick a lot of puss.
Hi-yo!
Thanks, Dylan.
Hey, Dylan, the best episode I've seen, guys. Really? I thought last week was really good. But thank you, appreciate it. Chris says fuck out TBA. He's a bellend. Hey, Chris, what's a bellend? I don't know what that is. Do you know what a bellend is?
Justin, do you know?
What's a bellend? That's a whole different level of British people cuss better than we do.
Did I miss any YouTube questions?
Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate it, man. We love having you on here. But guys, like I said, we our what we do and what these other shows do are totally different worlds.
Yeah, real quick. I want to Mark Pinkerton. I'm sorry. I got to switch my thing so I don't get these.
Yeah.
Kelly, who would win? Triple G versus Sergio Martinez?
Sergio Martinez.
I'm not just going to say that. I think, that's a tough fight.
Okay, Melissa, thank you. I would take Sergio.
I would kind of lean towards him, but
I think which Sergio are we talking about?
the one I fought.
Oh, yeah, Sergio would beat him. I think Sergio's just really slick, and Sergio does not have a bad chin at all. You know what I mean? Sergio can make you look stupid, and the way he fought, and the angles, and how. Well, Kelly knows better than I do. Fuck, you tell him, Kelly, what you think.
Yeah, but it was a fair, man.
He was unorthodox. He was hard to kind of time, wasn't
I
he?
timed that shit in the middle rounds, man. I had it done, but what are you going to do? No, Martinez, though, I like, first of all, I want to say Martinez is a hell of a dude. He's very polite and great sportsmanship. And on that, he was a hell of a fighter. I mean, he did things. He had great fights. He was a gifted athlete and fighter. Yeah, he truly was.
I love that, Chris. It's another way of calling someone a dick. That's awesome, Chris. Because British people always take cussing to another level. I love it. But
bloody sin. It's a bloody.
It's a
sin.
Belen. But no, I agree. I just think that, and it's not Triple G. I love Triple G. I just think Martinez is just that type of fighter to make anybody look bad.
Is it that nose piece that makes you sound like a warthog breathing over my shoulder? Or is that? Or are you just having?
Well, you know, sometimes when Viking Herm boxes the bear, every once in a while the bear will get a good shot in. And sometimes the bear hits the old schnoz, if you know what I mean. And thanks for noticing that.
Absolutely.
I'm glad you never got punched in the face for anything you ever did in your life, right? That never happened. It's not like you were a damn boxer or anything. At least none that I never heard of one in Norway.
Yes, there are. Fucking world champion out of Norway. 2 of them. Jimmy Brettle and Johnny Brettle.
Well, yeah, we know about them, but I'm just talking about like in Norway, we've never heard of what a pavlik is. So whatever that is, it's not a bear, I'll tell you that. I feel like I could probably box it.
Oh fuck! So when that bear hits you, does the claw ever get you?
Oh yeah.
Hey, Chris said
That little fingernail.
Chris said a cockwomble is something else they used to. They call people cockwombles.
Oh.
Dude, that's fucking awesome. Shut up, you cockwomble.
Oh fuck!
Look at Viking Herm's arms.
Hey,
I remember when I first started lifting.
hey, ask him if you got hit by a bear claw.
Who? Did you get hit by bear claw?
Yeah, I got hit by a bear claw, and then usually I eat a bear claw afterwards.
With butter or two in the microwave.
Yeah,
I enjoy them myself.
Yes, they are delicious.
I didn't want to brag or nothing, but look at that gun, man. It's coming out. Look at that. It's all volume, buddy.
You do that every week.
I figure it's going to change week to week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh, yeah, this week it's moving up.
I'm really not flexing. It's just these guys have graciously given me a chair, so I'm just bending over, holding onto my axe.
You don't get a chair yet.
And apparently, I don't get a chair. You know, I remember last season when they said I was going to get a chair. Well, yeah, I got a chair like they made shirts with me on it. So
Next week for sure, you're going to get a chair, buddy.
oh, good.
No, you know what? The shirts are Kelly's fault. Let me tell you why. Because I don't have a good reason, but shirts are somebody's fault. No, we are doing shirts, right, Kelly?
Yeah.
Yes, we're doing shirts.
Right after I get a chair.
Hey, you get a chair when you show up every week.
Oh, that was cold. That was cold even for you, James.
Hey, Viking Herb, you keep holding your arm like that, you might actually get a muscle in your bicep.
Ask me if that's your axe in your back.
Or is that your cax?
You got a big fucking 10-inch cock on your back right now.
Yeah,
he's flat. He's tapping your head.
When Sven sees me shower, he gets jealous.
Hey,
he's tapping your head like
No,
a
you know what I did
spatula
hear?
with a pancake.
For the people in Norway, they got 2 Tic Tac, like like 2 belly buttons.
Yeah, they do. It's like a key. It's like a key.
Because I guess like after all the years of being cold and shit like that.
It's what's funny though.
Yeah, I remember my first joke.
Dun, 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 dun.
Hey, can you put that big ass elbow in my trap? Man, that felt good.
You want me to put what on your shoulder?
He wants
Because
you.
I am the perfect height for it right
Dig it
now.
in.
He wants you to slap his cock on his head like a pancake
Here,
with a
how's this?
spatula.
Is this good right here?
Yeah, you have big ass
Here, let me-
shoulders, mine.
Let me rub that on you.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, Kelly, we got a question.
The fuck around, make me
So
come.
you gents don't think Kosh's good timing would get past Pac-Man's defense? I don't think so.
No.
I think if Pac-Man could get past timing like Marquez's, for the most part, and some of these other guys, I don't think.
It may, but I don't. But I mean, how many times are you talking about getting by? It's due to happen in a fight, but I don't think it's going to be to a point where he knocks Pac-Man out.
I think Pac-Man's fought bigger punchers.
Pac-Man got hit in his fights and just didn't get knocked out.
Motherfuckers say what they want, but Margarito could crack, and some of
Yeah.
these other guys could fucking crack, man, and he didn't go anywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I mean, Costa was going to hit him in a fight.
He's gonna hit him, but I don't know, man. I just don't.
No, but Pac-Man, I just think Pac-Man was too fast.
Pac-Man is elite. That's an elite fighter.
Yeah, Pac-Man would have been ugly. Oh,
See, Kevin says I got a guy who is the best shirt printer in the East. We're not looking for good. We're looking for cheap, Kevin.
it don't matter at this point. Fuck it.
Yeah, it don't matter because we're not going to get him.
Well, before we leave out,
Oh,
I listen.
we do, but
We do.
I got reasons why I forget. I got good ones too.
We also forgot about Manny Pacquiao and Mikey Garcia's being made right now. We didn't even bring that up on the show.
Oh yeah, but
Hey,
we'll talk about it.
Manny Pacquiao and Mikey Garcia is being made right now, guys. So we'll see
We'll
how
tap
that turns
on
out.
that next
We'll-
week.
We'll tap on it next week. But yeah, the fight is pretty close to being made right now. So Mikey and Manny are looking at. I think at the fight they're talking about like in the Middle East, like Dubai or like Indonesia or some crazy shit. But yeah,
Streets.
it's gonna happen.
She.
But hey guys, let's wrap it up, man.
Great show, really
Great show.
was.
And
Touched on a lot of great subjects and fights.
yes, Kevin, the fight's gonna happen. And also, if you guys like the show, share, and subscribe.
Subscribe.
Distribute's what we do with porn.
Oh yeah.
Subscribe. Thank you, Viking Herm.
You're welcome.
It's share, and like Viking Herm said, subscribe. And hit that little bell icon to let you know when the episodes come on.
Ding dong.
Even if you guys watch it on Facebook, just go into YouTube real quick and fucking subscribe to it, and you can still watch it on.
Yeah, exactly. Like Kelly said, go to YouTube and subscribe anyway to the show for us. It helps us out. But thank you, Esteban. We've been trying, man. We're working on the show as we can. But you guys have any questions, you can hit us up on the inboxes. We'll both answer questions. And if you guys have any thing you guys want to ask or whatever, let us know. But
like getting Viking Herm a chair.
And we're getting Viking Herm a chair. Does it need to be like a regular chair or a throne?
Preferably one that I can put my ass in.
Do you like Game of Thrones?
I do.
Would you want an Iron Throne?
Ooh. Ding, 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 ding.
Yes.
My phone broke.
That's pretty much what they say about me is I drink and I know things.
I basically don't know anything. Yeah. But thank you, Jude. God bless you too, man. And thank you guys for watching and appreciate it. Simon says, Vince Felix exposed that if you disrupt cautious range, it negates the power. I agree. And it was the same thing we talked about with Danny Garcia. It was the same thing. If you disrupt him, it negates his power.
This is true.
This is true. And we'll talk to you later, Scott, Jude, Esteban, everybody that tuned in today, Chris, everybody. Have a great one, and we will see you next week with our post-Canelo Triple G breakdown.
And we'll be ready for everybody's expertise.
And TJ Dillashaw will be next week.
This is true.
This is true, UFC champion. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Christine Lopez. Thank you, our sponsors. Yep. Thank you, Title Boxing. Thank you, Get Your Money Clothing, and Don's Automotive. And also, who else?
Title Boxing.
We already said that, but okay.
And Viking Herm.
Viking Herm.
And Justin.
Great
producer.
And Simon. And
who I love. I don't know.
Delilah?
James does, but
what?
I do.
I appreciate Justin.
Love Justin.
I love
God bless us, everyone.
All right, man. We're out.
Peace.
Wow.